it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Better nice, I'm looking at the camera. Head and on, good, good, good. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me. And you know this by now, at least you should. For those of you that have never been to this channel before, welcome to you as well. My name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant. And the name of this wonderful channel is Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. And by your motorcycle, guys, yes, I mean all types of motorcycles. All of the rules are the same, nothing's different. Welcome to practice session number 110, guys. I'm out here in Farmington Hills, Michigan. I'm at Motor City Harley-Davidson. So first and foremost, a huge shout out to this dealership for accommodating me. Another big shout out to Sylvia. Sylvia does the marketing for Motor City Harley-Davidson. And guys, let me tell you something. She did a phenomenal job. I mean, a phenomenal job. I do practice sessions at other Harley-Davidson dealerships. And I have to say, it's not even close. She's just the best. Just beautiful with the advertising, links, pictures. Just outstanding, guys. So I definitely appreciate her. I also want to thank this dealership for not only allowing me to use this range, because they do MSF courses here, but also loaning me a motorcycle to do this, and they're going to feed us. They're providing water and just very accommodating. So, and they were happy to have me here. So that's always good to feel welcome, right? And I definitely appreciate it. So huge shout out to them. Okay, so for those of you that are not familiar with the channel, you're not familiar with practice sessions. Practice sessions are something I do primarily. I'm based in Pooler, Georgia. I do practice sessions there, of course. That's free for my V.I.Preloaders. But I also travel. And this is the first time I'm here in Michigan. And these practice sessions, here I'm all set up. These practice sessions are not a competition. There's no arrogance. This channel is all about positivity, guys. So you could come out here no matter how long you've been riding a motorcycle. If you struggle with making U-turns, which most of you do, U-turns is just a small part of this, guys. It's important that you know that. People focus on it, but it's a small part of it. But if that's something you struggle with, this is the place to be, right? Without worrying about being judged or laughed at. It's an each one, teach one environment. There's people from all skill levels, and this is a practice session, guys. So it doesn't matter, even if somebody's really, really proficient on their motorcycle, of course, they still come here because it's a practice session. So you're here to practice and get better and be with like-minded people. And by like-minded people, I mean other positive thinking motorcycle riders that want to really learn how to do this stuff, because this is important, guys, all right? All right, so I have 9 exercises out here planned for everyone, but as always, there's no pressure, guys. You don't have to do all 9 exercises. If you don't want to do all 9 exercises, you do what you want to do. This is about raising confidence, right? That's my #1 goal. And as I always tell everyone, that should be their goal too, and their goals should be small, right? We got to be patient with ourselves, okay? You try to do too much, and then you lose confidence, and then you just want to stop. The issue is, people don't want to stop riding, they want to stop practicing. Some people want to stop riding, but, you know, not most. Anyway, guys, I'm excited. The weather looks great. When they get here, I'm going to talk to them, find out who they are, where they're from, what they ride, how long they've been riding. More important to me, how long they've been practicing slow speed riding, and what they rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed maneuvers. If they're still here at the end of the day, I ask them if there's any change in that number, and that's just because if you've never practiced like this, you really don't know how to rate yourself. So it gives them a chance to have their number go up, down, or stay the same. It's got nothing to do with me. I don't rate people, and my ego doesn't need you to tell me you went up if you don't think you went up, right? I'm always evaluating in my head, and so the reason I asked them all the questions in the beginning, everything's for a reason, guys, all right? Remember, guys, there's chapters in this video, just in case you want to jump to certain things, but keep in mind, there are plenty of nuggets all throughout these practice session videos, so I advise you, don't skip around. You may not have to sit down in one sitting to watch this, but don't skip around, guys. These videos are free for you to watch. So the only investment that you need from this is your time. But you can't just watch, you got to go ahead and practice. All right, guys? All right, let's do it. What's your name?
Frank Alcini.
Where you from, Frank?
Macomb, Michigan.
How far is that from here?
About an hour away.
Okay, good. How long have you been riding the motorcycle?
Consistently, probably the last 4 or 5 years.
What are you riding today?
2024 CVO Road Glide.
Beautiful, beautiful bike, beautiful bike. How long you been practicing slow speed riding?
Pretty much since day one, you know, tried a few times a year, my wife and I, you know, up to the school and stuff.
Good.
So,
if you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best slow speed, what would you give yourself?
I pretty confident, but probably I'd say a 4 or 5, you know, from what I'm going to learn today.
Okay.
I would say I found your channel early on, and that was what kind of turned me on. Had I not even found that, I'd probably just be riding in a straight line down the highway.
That's
like
awesome,
everybody
man.
else.
Love to hear that, man. Pleasure to meet you, Frank.
Nice to meet you. Came out to see you today, so thanks for having us.
Oh, my pleasure, man. My pleasure. What's your name?
Wayne Delwine.
Where you from, Wayne?
I'm from Macomb Township, Michigan.
How long have you been riding the motorcycle?
50 years plus.
What are you riding today?
2024 Road Glide.
Beautiful bike. How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
Probably for the last 2 years.
Okay. How long on this bike?
I haven't.
Okay. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed, what would you give yourself?
3.
Okay, and one thing I'll tell both of you guys, particularly you because you should never practice on this slow speed, I feel like it feels wonderful at slow speeds. It just really, that's my opinion. As soon as I got on that bike and started turning, oh my gosh, I didn't want to get off of it. So you'll see. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Pleasure to meet you.
All right, what's your name?
Tony.
Where are you from, Tony?
Ortonville.
How far is that from here?
Hour north.
Okay. How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
Since I was about 14 years old.
Okay. What are you riding today?
14 Electric Glide, Police.
Nice. How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
The last year and a half.
Okay. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best slow speed, what would you give yourself?
Maybe a 4.
Pleasure to meet you, brother.
Pleasure to meet you.
All right. What's your name?
Hi, Robert. Renee.
Where are you from, Renee?
I'm from Canton, Michigan.
So, you know what? I'm not going to say anything yet, but Renee is the CEO of Let's Roll. It's a dolly and lift system for your motorcycle. It's a fantastic product. And she's got a surprise. But she's also participating in the practice session today, so I'm definitely happy to see you. We've been talking about this for a long time, and Renee kind of spearheaded this whole thing, saying, you know what, see if I can get you out here to Michigan. So I want to thank you for that. It was just outstanding.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm real excited.
How long have you been riding the motorcycle?
Well, I purchased my bike in 2018, and so that's about how long I've been riding. In the last couple of years, I haven't ridden a lot.
Okay.
Because I've been busy with my business and other things. But
what business?
Let's Roll.
Yeah, I know. I just want to hear you say it.
So, but yeah, I am trying to make some efforts to get out and ride more, and obviously it's really important to me to be safe on the road. So that's why I'm here doing this class.
Outstanding. You look good pulling up, I'll say that. What are you riding today?
I'm riding a Fat Boy Low.
Fat Boy Low, what year?
Yep. It's a 2016.
Okay. How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
I practice it all the time.
Okay.
Slow speed. When I'm out, I'm always practicing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best slow speed, what would you give yourself?
Maybe a 6 or a 7.
Okay, that's outstanding. Pleasure to meet you.
Okay.
To meet you. Good to see you again. And guys, I was out at Tennessee at Run to the Hills, and Renee got on my street glide. This was a couple of years ago. And that shows you where her confidence is, because she was like, yeah, I'll get on your bike. And she went to, that was good. So that was the first time I think I met you. I was like, yeah, come on, Renee, get on the bike.
I couldn't believe that you actually trusted me to do that.
Listen, I trusted you and you trusted yourself, so that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
All right. What's your name?
Chris Pearson.
Where are you from, Chris?
Richmond, Indiana.
How long have you been riding the motorcycle?
First bike was probably around 19 years old, and I'm 54 right now.
Okay. What are you riding today?
2016 Street Glide Special.
Nice. How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
since I met you down at Traveling Tools in Tennessee, a couple of months ago.
Okay. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed, what would you give yourself?
Probably a 3.
A 3. Good to see you again, brother.
All right, brother. Nice to meet you.
All right, you too, man. What's your name?
Gene Hidalgo.
Where you from, Gene?
From northern Oakland County, over the Clarkston area.
Okay. How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
I started riding when I was in the military,
Okay.
but I stopped riding in 2013. Then I had an itch, so I went and bought this 2 years ago, my Road Glide.
What branch?
Air Force.
Okay, thank you for your service.
Thanks.
Okay, what'd you buy? What are you riding today?
Full Dura-Thin Road Glide Limited,
What year?
2023.
Very nice. How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
Since I bought it.
Okay, good, good. Listen, that's
Since I bought
good.
it,
If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed, what would you give yourself?
7.
Good to meet you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
All right. What's your name?
Allie Faith,
Where you from, Allie?
South Carolina.
Really? The hell you doing here?
I moved up here, family was here, and I just decided to stay.
Gotcha, gotcha. So this heat means nothing to you?
No.
Okay, good. I was going to bring that up later. It's going to be a hot one today. I'm like, all right, whatever. There's an 8 in front of the temperature, so I'll take that before I take a 9.
100%.
How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
Since I was a kid, I did dirt bikes.
What are you riding today?
2010 Ultra Limited.
And Allie, right? And so for you guys, Allie, you work at this dealership, correct?
Correct.
What do you do here?
I'm the Rider Academy manager and a coach.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate what you do. And I appreciate Allie actually hooked me up too with the street glide I'm going to be riding today, a 24 street glide. She wanted to give me a road glide, but it wasn't available. So I won't be making any sharp turns today and anything tight. It is what it is, but I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
How long you been practicing slow speed riding?
Since 2020.
If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed, what would you give yourself?
I got 4.5.
4.5. Guys, sandbag alert. Mark my words. She's sandbagging. Pleasure to meet you, dear. 4.5. She's sandbagging. Big time. What's your name?
Ben Muniz,
How long you been riding a motorcycle?
about 4 years.
Where you from?
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay. What are you riding today?
23 Road Glide Special.
Okay. How long you been practicing slow speed riding?
Not often.
Okay.
Whenever
Okay.
when I'm coming up to a red light, I try to practice slowing down as much as possible.
Gotcha. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed, what would you rate yourself?
2.
Good to meet you, man.
Likewise.
All right, guys, we're going to get started. 1 through 9. Bonus. Follow the leader. Let's do it. All right, good morning, guys. Welcome to practice session number. Listen, I don't blame you because this morning I was like, oh, when I was doing my intro, I had to go back on my calendar and count because I'm behind, right? I'm in a backlog. This is practice session number 110, all right? Tomorrow's number 111. So welcome to all of you guys. So Renee is the owner of Let's Roll, if you're not familiar with that. It's a dolly and lift system for your motorcycle that will lift your motorcycle off the ground and you can push your motorcycle with your finger. That's how nice it moves, right? And Renee said to me, I'd love to get you out here to Michigan. So she actually was the first one to contact this dealership to put all this together, so I want to thank her for that. And she's sponsoring a spot in today's practice session. So all of your names are in this bag. And if she picks out your name, you're going to get a refund for today. Okay? Let's Roll's going to pay for that. All right? So definitely an awesome gesture. You know what? I'm going to put it in my hat. Just in case.
You're so little.
Yeah. Tomorrow there'll be more names because she's sponsoring the spot for tomorrow as well. Yeah, tell 'em.
Wayne Dolan.
There you go. Congratulations, man. Congratulations, Wayne. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Renee. That's awesome. Is everybody here, does anyone here have an issue being on YouTube? No. Outstanding. That always works out. Is anyone here nervous? Yes. Okay. I asked that question because I tell people all the time, leave your egos here. Leave them in the shade so that they're cool when you pick them up at the end of the day, right? No egos out here, no arrogance out here, no judgment out here. If you drop your motorcycle out here today, it's par for the course, right? But we're going to talk about that too. Everybody here familiar with the 10 push-up penalties? Who's not familiar? You're not familiar. Okay, you're not familiar.
No, I am. Sorry.
You are, okay. If you squeeze that front brake today while you're doing a slow speed maneuver, that's a 10 push-up penalty. Now listen, this is voluntary. You implement these types of things so that if you're trying to break a habit, you have to give yourself some type of penalty. But the point is, we want to be accountable. Motorcycle riders are, in my opinion, number one, not being accountable. 9 times out of 10, if a motorcycle rider has an accident, it was somebody else's fault or something else's fault. And I get it, I understand, because your options are limited to your skill level. So if all you know is squeeze and hope for the best, in your mind, yeah, everything else is everybody else's fault because you squeezed and you hoped for the best and it didn't work out. That means it must have been somebody else's fault, all right? So that's what that's about. Also, when you feel your motorcycle falling today, if you put a foot out and touch the ground, 10 push-ups for every time it touches, 10, 20, 30. So if you're one of these people that go to move and as you're moving, you tap the ground a couple of times, it's 10 push-ups for every time you tap that ground. We clear about that? I don't expect to see anybody out here doing push-ups. I don't give a shit when you do them. I don't care if you ever do them. That's on you. And it's not about the push-ups, right? So I don't care if your ass is in the air. I don't care if you do 1 push-up every 5 minutes because that's how you do 10, right? It's not about the push-ups, guys. It's about the discipline behind the push-ups, okay? All right. We're going to get the meat and potatoes out of the way right away. Now, Allie is a riding coach here, right? I want you guys to know this is an each one, teach one environment. So if she's trying to help you out, listen to her. But each one, teach one means all of us. Everybody knows something you don't. And it's not always about right or wrong. Sometimes it's just a better way of doing things. And at the end of the day, I'm always looking for everybody's epiphany moment. And because we're all different and we all learn different, that moment's different. And so sometimes I could be saying something 1,000,000 times and you say something once and that did it. So don't be bashful. If you have input, share it. If you have questions, ask it. No such thing as a stupid question. All right? All right, with that being said, she's a sandbagger. She rated herself a 4. I'm letting you guys all know that. Okay? Like I said, at the end of the day, we're going to do that again. I'll ask you if there's any change in your number. I'm going to let you know right now, this is not about my ego. Don't feel compelled to say your number went up. If you don't feel like it went up, it's for you. I don't rate people. I will tell you when you're sandbagging, though. If it's too high at the end, I don't say anything about that either. I'll let the comment section take care of that. All right? Okay. But the good thing about this is, in Preloader Nation, this is all positive. So you're not going to see anything negative about it. If you do, I'll get rid of that with the quickness. I just don't tolerate it. Okay? All right. Basics. What keeps the motorcycle upright at slow speeds? The clutch and the throttle?
Speed, momentum.
Okay, all of those things at slow speeds. All right, let me start by saying this. I'm sorry. Is everyone here familiar with my channel? Everyone knows what preload and keep it loaded means? Yes? Preload and keep it loaded? You don't? Okay. Everybody knows, okay, what the friction zone is? Okay. Preload and keep it loaded. Preload is referring to your throttle. So you're probably doing it. I'm just using a different term. What's going to happen to our motorcycle if we open up the clutch with no throttle? It's going to stall. So that's why we preload the throttle. That just means to raise the RPMs above idle, right? But I don't want you to raise it just a little bit above idle. I want you to raise it a good amount above idle. So if you're asking me to put a number on it, you're riding a Harley-Davidson, give me 2,000, right? 2,100, whatever. And the reason I'm telling you to raise it that high is as soon as you start to open your clutch, it's going to go down anyway. Your bike's going to ask for power. It's going to draw that power from whatever preload you give it. If you don't give it any preload, it's going to stall. The good thing about Harley-Davidson motorcycles is it's going to tell you when you need to preload that throttle. It's going to tell you by how it sounds. It's going to tell you by what you feel, if you feel it. Because a lot of times when we're out here doing this and people are concentrating and nervous, I'm right next to them and they don't hear me. So the bike could be shaking like this, and it's not even going to register. So if you hear me say, preload, preload, I'm letting you know your throttle's too low. Raise it. If you hear me yell, clutch, 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 I'm telling you to open the clutch because I'm looking at your bike and I can see it starting to fall. So that's why we preload. Keep it loaded. We keep it loaded because unless your motorcycle, which some motorcycles do, none of these apply, none of them don't, but if your motorcycle has a high, smooth idle, you don't have to keep it loaded because you can go through these exercises at idle and your bike will be fine. We don't have that luxury. So we need to keep it loaded. Our bike's idle like this. So if you try to go through this at idle, you can do it. I'm not doing it because the bike's doing this. I want it to be smooth. So I'm gonna keep that throttle loaded. I don't need it at 2100 still, but I need it elevated so that when I make any movements, everything is smooth. This is all about being smooth today, guys. And I know it's difficult to be smooth when you're nervous. Don't worry about that. That will come with time, all right? That's why we need to preload this throttle and keep it loaded. Your bike's gonna drop today for one of two reasons. One, oh crap, you pull a clutch in. That's 95% of the time, that's why it's gonna drop. Because that's our instinct when we feel nervous. Just like on that rear brake, we do that. The other 5% is not keeping the throttle loaded and it's stalling. Now, if it stalls while we're going straight, no big deal. But when we're turning and leaning and it stalls, that's when bikes drop. Again, not a huge deal. And so that's why the first things we're gonna do out here today, we're not turning and we're not leaning. We're doing everything straight all the way up for the first 4 exercises because that's the time to get this together. So when I say preload that throttle, you can look at the number initially and then focus on what that sounds like. And after that, I don't want you looking at the number anymore. Listen to it, right? That's your lifeline. Anytime you're riding, listen to it. As Katie's, she's one of my V.I.Preloaders that came to me for 5 days from Massachusetts for private lessons, brand new rider. And after those 5 days, we went to Harley-Davidson and she bought a street glide. Now, everybody doesn't learn as fast as Katie does, but the way she got that is she said, I want to listen to my bike sing. And I said, that's what I mean. We use whatever works for you, right? But we're going to be ballet dancing with these bikes today or slow dancing. That's how it has to be. Everything we do has to be smooth and graceful. Because when we slow down, everything's exaggerated, right? So every movement that we do is exaggerated. So we don't want to be doing this with the throttle. Anybody here a throttle blipper? Okay, good. We definitely don't want to be doing this with the clutch. You do this, the bike's doing this. And we don't want to be doing this with the brake. Can we do some more inputs with the rear brake? Yes, but they should be slight. Your bike shouldn't be very much disturbed. Everybody clear? All right, preload and keep it loaded. That's what that's about. All right, let's get back to what keeps the motorcycle up at slow speeds. What you're saying is all right stuff, but I'm looking for a certain answer. Who's got it for me? Renee.
So you're saying preload, keep it loaded. That was
What keeps the motorcycle up at slow speeds?
when you have the
Sorry, Renee, it's over. Oh, what'd you say? There we go. That's the answer I'm looking for. Sufficient power to the rear wheel. See, I'm simplifying this because all of those other things are under the same umbrella. Sufficient power. Now, that word sufficient is important. That's why I'm always looking for it. So what am I referring to? If my motorcycle is starting to fall and I open my clutch this much, that's sufficient. If I wait this long and open the clutch the same amount, it's no longer sufficient. So the power has to be sufficient. So remember that, sufficient power to the rear wheel. If we address that falling feeling as soon as we feel it, it's a small movement. It's always a small movement. Also keep in mind, guys, I want you to make sure that your clutch, when you're doing this stuff, a lot of people keep the clutch all the way to the grip. And when they need the power, now they gotta go search for it. That's wasting time. So start opening your clutch until you feel the bike starts to move a little bit and then pull it in a little bit. Pull it right before the friction zone. That's where I want you to live. And if you practice like that, your muscle memory will know where that is. That's gonna save you time. If you ever feel falling, that's the answer. Address it as soon as you feel it, and it's not a big deal. We create a lot of the issues on our motorcycles because we feel it, we panic, or the clutch is all the way to the grip, and now we're wasting time trying to find it. And when we get to it, now it's not sufficient at that spot. And then we go crap and we put our foot out, and the bike falls. All right, we're gonna talk about that later. So, sufficient power to the rear wheel keeps the bike up. What does your motorcycle want to do with sufficient power? All the time. What is it designed to do with power? Stand up, go straight, okay? Let's keep a mental note of this. Sufficient power is what keeps it up at slow speeds, and with sufficient power, it always wants to stand up and go straight. What does it want to do with insufficient power at slow speeds? Fall, right? So let's look at this like we're in the 3rd grade. It's common sense. With power, it wants to go straight and stand up. With insufficient power, it wants to fall. So if we ever feel like it's going to fall, what do we need to do? Provide sufficient power. Class over. Thanks for coming out, guys. No. But we're going to talk about that because like I said, if I give people a written exam, most people would get 100 on it. Most people. But when it's time to go out and apply it, that's when it all changes. So that's why we have to practice this stuff. Because make no mistake about it, nothing that we're going to be doing out here today takes a PhD to do it. You could be the dumbest person in the world, and be very good at this. This is just about practicing and practicing, because we have to get over bad habits and instincts. So if you've been riding 50 years, you got 50 years of bad habits. But if you've been on the planet 70 years, you have 70 years of instincts, right? So it's not going to happen right away. And because we all learn differently, it might happen for one person quicker than it happens for you. So when I ask you guys how long you've been practicing slow speed riding, I'm asking you that for a reason. Be patient with yourself. If you're struggling to do certain things, you are where you should be based on how much you've been practicing. Because if you tell me I've been practicing 3 years, if I really dug into that, how often in 3 years? I don't know, once a month. Not much. This is a very perishable skill. If I don't ride one of my bikes for a week and get back on it, I feel it. Like I got to get out and make some U-turns or something. I don't know what it is, but it just is. So when people say, it's like riding a bike, they're talking about a bicycle, right? Anybody can get on one of these motorcycles at speed and ride it. Anybody. It's when you slow down. That's when the numbers, 98% of motorcycle riders really don't know how to operate a motorcycle properly. 98%. It might be higher than that. Most motorcycle accidents happen at slow speeds. So that's not a coincidence, right? This is, I say this all the time, everybody wants to buy a motorcycle and just get married to it. You got to date the motorcycle first. Get to know it. Know its limitations. Know your limitations. This is where you date it, in the parking lot. This is where you get to know it, right? This is where you become a boss of your motorcycle, okay? And that's what this is all about. Keep this in mind, guys. Being the boss of your motorcycle, I have to say this because there's been some confusion. You don't have to be scraping boards to be the boss. There's different levels of bosses. You don't have to be the CEO of your motorcycle. You could be like the frontline supervisor, right? The owner of Indy Ridge, he makes these boots, awesome motorcycle boots. I asked him this question. He said he is the executive assistant of his motorcycle. So anyway, we keep it light, we keep it fun. That's what this is all about, guys. Also, there's no pressure today, guys. And what I mean by that is, I do need you to step outside your comfort zone a little bit. Some of you are stepping outside it just by being here. But what I mean is, I got 9 exercises for you out here. You don't have to do all 9. And quite frankly, if I don't think you're ready for something, I'm going to tell you. You might want to sit this one out. If you go, Rob, I just want to try it. Knock yourself. I got to stop saying knock yourself out. Go ahead and try it, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, my goal and yours also should be to raise your confidence. Everything follows confidence. And if you're trying to do something you're clearly not ready for, it's just going to take a hit to your confidence, right? And I'm not. Small victories, that's what we're looking for today, all right? Small victories. Okay, any questions on any of that? Okay, so we know what keeps the bike up. We know why it's going to fall. We know what sufficient power to the rear wheel is what keeps it up. We know it always wants to go straight, guys. That's what it wants to do. That's why if you're struggling to make a turn, any turn, it's because you're going too fast. And even out here, when we're going you're going to think, Rob, what the hell are you talking about? I'm going slow. I'm going to tell you, you're still going too fast. Or you have too much power on the rear wheel. So let's get that out of the way right now. We said sufficient power keeps the bike up, right? Not speed. So I'm not looking for speed. Speed is the go-to for most motorcycle riders. Speed always makes us feel better. And so that's why the landing gear is always out when the bike's moving slowly. And it doesn't come up until the bike is moving fast enough to take over the responsibility of keeping that bike up. But we're here to be the boss. So when I say step outside your comfort zone, I watched all of you guys pull up. I always watch that. It's going to tell me about everything I need to know of how confident you are at slow speeds. That's why I make you park at 90 degrees, because I want you to ride up slow, I want you to make a left turn, and I want you to stop. And I'm watching that process. That's what we're going to go over today. So if you rolled up nicely, that looked beautiful. If both your feet came out, you grabbed the front brake, no big deal. I'm not going to tell you only 10 push-ups. After that, now I'm telling you, 10 push-ups, right? And we're going to talk about stopping the motorcycle. And we're going to talk about stopping it smoothly, right? Renee, you stopped over there. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I'm always watching that, guys. We're in a training environment today, and so I'm going to be a stickler, as you should be. Meaning, there's no such thing as perfection. Doesn't mean we can't strive for it, right? If you train at a high level, higher than you're going to need out there, then you're always going to be ready. Remember, we're trying to put tools in the tool belt. So a lot of the stuff that we're going to go over today, you might not need it every time you ride. but your options out there are limited to your skill level. So if all you know how to do is squeeze and hope for the best, when it happens out there, that's what you're going to resort to. We have to practice to gain muscle memory, because if you think in a moment of real stress that you're going to do such and such, fill in the blank, that you've never practiced, good luck. It's not going to happen. It's just not. It's why in the range, in the police departments, they make us do the same thing every time in the same order. Gun jams, tap, rack, bang. You have to do it in that order, so that if you're out there in the thick of it and your gun jams, you don't have time to think, what do I need to do? It's in your muscle memory. Same thing on your motorcycle. But we take a lot for granted. I say that all the time. We take a lot for granted. So that's why I'm happy that you guys are here. So let's talk about stopping these motorcycles smoothly, right? All day today, guys. And what I love about this is you have to do this no matter what you ride, no matter how long you've been riding. I want you stopping smoothly today. Everything I want you doing, I want you in control of the motorcycle, in full control. 3 C's of Preloader Nation. Anybody know them? I'm testing your watching, how you watch and pay attention. All right, in the interest of saving time, I'm just going to give it to you. Confidence, control, consistency. These are the 3 C's of Preloader Nation, and confidence always comes first. Control, I need you to be in control of this motorcycle at all times. Stopping smoothly is going to be part of that. How do we stop the bike smoothly? All day today, when you stop, I want your foot coming down like this. Notice I said foot, not feet. Bing! Or in stride. Anything other than that, that's how I want you to feel. Unacceptable. I want your foot coming down so smooth. If you stepped on a bug, when you pick your foot up, the bug flies away, right? I'm exaggerating, of course. But the point is, I don't want you stopping like this. I damn sure don't want you stopping like this. And I barely want any compression in your front suspension. That's a controlled stop. Now, most motorcycle riders, when they stop their motorcycle, they rely on speed. And so what they're going to do is they're going to keep that motorcycle under speed as long as possible until they start feeling the uh-oh, and that just equals in their mind time to stop. Front brake 2 feet out. No, definitely not good if you got a passenger on the back. So how do we make that smooth? Now, myself and most people, if I'm coming to a stop, I pull my clutch all the way in because I don't need the power anymore, and I let the bike coast. Now realize when your bike is coasting with no power, it's like a coin rolling across the table. It's going to roll as long as it's got momentum. Eventually it's going to start to waver. That's your handlebars, and then it'll fall. So if I'm clutch in, sometimes if I'm going fast enough, yeah, I can keep the clutch in all the way and come to a nice stop. But I want you to know today, when you stop, I don't want you stopping out of speed. We're here to practice. And so I want you going so slow that you do feel this. I want to see your handlebars starting to do this, because you need to learn what to do in that moment. So if your handlebars start to go like this at the end of a stop, how do we correct that?
Not go for the, you gotta coast and not go for the brake.
Not go for the, but how are we going to correct it? If you're
Straighten your handlebars.
straighten them,
Square your handlebars.
how are we gonna square? Maybe somebody help her out. Friction zone? I like that answer. What does your motorcycle always want to do with power to the rear wheel? It wants to stand up and go straight, right? Whenever your handlebars start turning without you wanting them to turn, what's happening? That's the start of a fall. Anytime. Like sometimes when you go to first take off, the handlebars are turning and you're not. It's starting to fall. How do I correct that? Clutch, right? But remember, well, we're going to talk about the 5 steps. So that's the answer. I'm sorry, let's go back to that. 5 steps I want you guys doing every time today before you move the bike, right? No, it's not checking the oil and checking the air pressure. The bike's running. 5 steps. What's always step number 1, Renee? Make sure it's in first gear. That's correct. And I want you to do it. I don't care if you got a big number. Muscle memory, and the number's not always right. Make sure it's in first gear. It's a square. Step number 2, cover the rear brake. Does anyone here not know what cover the rear brake means? Excellent. For the camera's purposes, cover the rear brake. We're going to rest our foot on it. Don't hover. Rest it on it. It's not going to apply the brake. We're just resting your foot on it. Why do we cover the rear brake? Frank, why do we cover the rear brake?
So that we have control.
I like that answer.
So you're ready to get it if you need to.
I like that answer. That's right. Remember, I told you we're going to be slow dancing with the motorcycle today. And so if we cover the rear brake, we're less likely to smash at it when we need it. My foot's already there and I need it, gentle pressure. The rear brake gives us what? Correction and control. Correction and control. We're not robots. So sometimes I might open my clutch a little bit too quick and just pulling it back in might not be enough. That's where the correction comes from. And the control comes in if I'm in a U-turn or any type of tight turn. It's going to give me better control of the motorcycle and make it allow me to be smooth in that turn. Because if I'm just using my clutch, which I can do, got to be kind of perfect with it. And if I'm not, now I got to play with it. And now the bike might start doing this stuff. So correction and control. Step number 2, cover the rear brake. Step number 3, we'll come up. Preload the throttle and keep it loaded. Come across. Step number 4, we're going to slowly release that clutch into the friction zone. And then step number 5, guys, as soon as your motorcycle starts to move, get this foot up. I don't want to see this. I see it all the time. I don't ever want to see your foot behind you while that bike's moving, whether you're starting or stopping. Stopping, we're going to talk about that because you put your foot down, the bike's still rolling, and you end up like this. We'll talk about that. I'm not really worried about that, but when you take off, the longer you keep your foot on the ground while that bike's moving, you're just showing you still don't trust this. Trust the process. What keeps the bike up? Sufficient power. As long as the power is sufficient, we don't need our feet on the ground, all right? How relevant is your balance at very slow speeds to keep the bike upright? 100 being a lot, 0 being none, 50's in the middle.
So
70, 80. 60. 0.
I'd say 85.
85. 40. 75. 50. 60. 70.
Oh, I'm not part of the group?
Do you ride?
Yeah, I do.
Answer the damn question.
Oh,
50. 0. 40. All right. He gave the correct answer. 0. We talked about what keeps the motorcycle up at slow speeds. What did we say? Sufficient power. Did we ever mention our balance? You see, and that's why we have to have these conversations because there's a lot of misconceptions. People say, oh, I lost my balance. Your balance doesn't have anything to do with keeping this bike upright. Power does. That's why if somebody falls off the bike will keep going as long as it still has power on that rear wheel, right? So no matter how slow I'm moving, as long as that power is sufficient, the bike's not going to fall, okay? The bike sometimes can go out of balance, not your balance, okay? Okay, good. We got that out of the way. So that's the 5 steps I want you to follow before you move the motorcycle today. Make sure it's in first gear, cover the rear brake, preload and keep it loaded, slowly release the clutch into the friction zone, and as soon as the bike starts to move, pick your foot up. Now I find that when people start not following these steps, they start running into problems. People opening the clutch without preloading first. 3 always comes before 4. We never open this clutch without first providing that power. Preload and keep it loaded, friction zone. Okay, so if I'm coming to a stop, and at the end of that stop, I start feeling this, I have to provide power. Power is going to straighten out those handlebars. But I'm braking at the same time with the rear brake. So now, let's put that all together because what I get is I'll tell people, I need you to come to a smooth stop and stop right here. They won't apply the brake until they get here. And that's why the bike does this, right? But the braking process is progressive. So if you know you have to stop there, start braking here, but stay in the friction zone. Friction zone, friction zone. I'm braking, I'm braking, I'm braking, I'm braking, I'm braking, I'm braking. I'm going to stay in the friction zone all the way until I put this foot down. Then I pull my clutch in. So if you ever stop and you stop like this, and you were doing that, you pulled the clutch in too early. Because it's on 2 wheels, and the slowest that you ever are going to go on a motorcycle is the end of a stop. So you pull that clutch in, immediately it's going to start falling. Sometimes, right? Because I told you, sometimes the balance of the motorcycle works out. Now keep in mind, when we do the exercise we're going to be doing, I can always tell when it worked out for you and when you made it work. So I should start out by saying, I love imperfection out here. Love it. Because that's how you learn. If everything works out all the time, you're not learning anything. So I need you to deal with something and work through it. That's how you get better. That's how your confidence goes up. And that's how that falling feeling that everybody has a problem with dissipates. Because you start to learn As long as I got power, I'm good. We're gonna talk about trust and believe. Any questions on any of that? Beautiful. Starting smoothly as well. That's what I'm looking for. So again, I'm always looking at the front suspension. We're gonna be, see those cones? We're gonna be going from cone to cone, doing smooth, short starts and stops. And when we do that exercise, you're gonna start at a cone, stop at a cone. And when you stop at the cone, I want your front wheel to stop at the cone. Don't pass it. So if you have a fixed fairing motorcycle, I know you have no clue where that front wheel is. That's why you have to date your motorcycle, because you need to learn that as part of practicing. Just like I don't know exactly where the right side of my car is, I don't need to. Judgment. Same thing with your bike. Based on what you can see, you should know where your wheel is. That's why you have to practice with cones. So people that tell me I practice all the time when I ride, that's good, yes, but it's supplemental, right? You have to get into a parking lot and put some cones down. A, because it's gonna give you, it's gonna help with your judgment, but it's gonna give you some confinement. Trust me, that's important. People that come here and go, man, I'm fine out there, but as soon as I get here, these cones mess me up. How could a little cone mess you up, but you out there riding around with people and cars and all kinds of stuff? It's because you're staring at the cone. By the way, don't stare at my cones, guys. It's inappropriate. Look how small they are. You're all grown people, all right? All right, so when we take off, we want to take off smoothly. That's why we open the clutch smoothly into the friction zone, step number 4. But sometimes when you do that, you start feeling that falling feeling right away. So what's the answer to that? Open, close. Open, close is referring to the clutch. Open, close. That's all I want you to do. I'm gonna demonstrate it for you. What that's doing is getting the motorcycle past that falling feeling without you going fast. Open, close. And when I say close, sometimes you can close it all the way. Sometimes you're gonna close it into a lower part of the friction zone. Open, close, and then you're good. And that's gonna come in handy when we do exercise number 2, the slow ride, when I'm walking next to you and you're on the bike, because I'm not gonna allow you to use the rear brake at all. It's gonna be all clutch. So if you open the clutch too long and then close it, you're gonna pass me. So how do you do that? Open, close, and work it out. Because some people say, well, Rob, you told me to address it as soon as I feel it, the falling feeling. And I keep feeling it. Open, close, open, close, open. You're gonna pass me, right? Again, this is getting you accustomed to, don't panic if you feel it right away in that exercise. Work it out. And I want you to do it when you absolutely, I'll talk to you about it when we get to it. Okay, let me show you an example first of stopping the motorcycle smoothly, and then we'll talk about the open close. I got the clutch all the way in. And already I see my handlebars starting to dance. So I'm in the friction zone now. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, foot out, smooth stop. Now I pull the clutch in. Again, if you feel your handlebar starting to do this, start opening the clutch. If it dissipates wherever you are, stay there. But the slower you go, it might come back. If that happens, open it up a little bit more. But we're still braking, 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 braking. So again, we're gonna be in our feelings today. I say that all the time. You're gonna do based what you feel, right? And if you feel it, that's why I can't always give you exact answers. It always depends, right, on what you feel, what you hear, but really what you feel. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, rear brake, boom. Now that's not gonna always work out. That's fine. Again, we're not perfect, but it should work out more than it doesn't, right? The other way, stopping with your heel first, the way that's advantageous is that helps out with your coordination. Sometimes we're just out of coordination. And so if you're putting your foot down and it ends up back here, or you put it down and then you have to put it down again, you're not applying enough of the rear brake. You're putting your foot down because you're starting to feel falling. We don't need to do that. Friction zone, rear brake. And when you put your heel down first, what that does is it lets you coordinate the brake. As soon as your heel hits the ground, brake, brake, brake. And when your foot comes down, you should be finished with the braking, right? All right. Open, close. I got to do that right in front of you. Back up a little bit. First gear, covering the rear brake, preload, clutch. Now that's an exaggerated part of it. It doesn't have to be that much. But the point is, that's how you get past that falling feeling initially. Open, close. Remember guys, anything that we're doing on this bike today, everything we're doing are very small movements, right? This is a finesse thing. It really is. The movements only get big when we wait long to address what we feel, period, right? Turning our head in our eyes, handlebars, throttle, clutch, all of that stuff should be smooth, small movements, okay? Any questions on any of that? I'm gonna show you guys one more thing. This is an exercise on clutch control, because I told you, we have to be smooth with the clutch. If we're not smooth, that's what's gonna happen. But keep in mind, guys, if that happens today, it's not a big deal, right? That's why we're always covering the rear brake, right? As long as you hold on to the handlebars, you're fine. As soon as that happens, correct it. As long as you know why something happened that you didn't want to happen today, that's fine, right? And that's the goal. So if you drop your bike today, I'm always gonna ask you what happened. It's a rhetorical question, really. I already told you, it's one of two things, okay? All right, check this out. Also, keep in mind, guys, one of the things I've learned is a lot of people don't use their rear brake, right? Because a lot of people don't ride in the friction zone. So that rear brake is gonna help you out big time. Let's say that there's 5 stages in the friction zone, right? Stage 1, I'm not even gonna do the halves. Stage 1 is pretty much what I'm gonna do if I'm right here and Allie says, hey, do me a favor, Robert, turn your motorcycle and go that way. What are my options as a motorcycle rider? My options are I'm just gonna go that way. For most motorcycle riders, they're gonna back up or they're gonna duck walk the bike. This is what I mean when I say your options are not just emergency stuff. Sometimes it's just basic stuff. And we, like anything else, the less you know, the more you worry, period, right? So that's gonna dissipate too, and that's why you're just gonna wind up loving riding these things even more. What's gonna help me make this turn is the friction zone and the rear brake. And so people that don't know how to ride that, yeah, of course that's scary, because if all you think about, if the only thing you rely on is speed, you can't make tight turns. What do your handlebars want to do with speed? They want to straighten out. So if I'm trying to make a turn like this, first of all, most motorcycle riders ride straight and make slight turns. That's where they live. That's why there's not a lot of thought into what kind of handlebars to buy. Oh, those look great, I'll take them. And they're fine. But when you come here and learn, oh shit, my handlebars can turn further than this, can't reach my clutch. Not practical. Got to change them. So trust me, this changes a lot of stuff. It changes your lens, changes how you hear things, changes how you see things. Well, that's your lens, right? And it's going to make it, it gives you more options. So stage 1 through stage 3, I'll say, I like to say 2.5. In those stages in the friction zone, you can drag your rear brake and everything's fine. You don't have to worry about clutch issues. It's a wet clutch anyway. It's designed to be ridden in the friction zone. However, it shouldn't be at stage 5 on the rear brake, right? Now you're making them fight. They work together in harmony. Because power keeps the bike up and the rear brake gives me control, that's what's going to allow me from the start to start out slow, straight up, and make a turn and hold that turn. And that's what I'm going to do right here. I want you to see what I'm doing and know what I'm doing. I'm using that rear brake. Could I do it without the rear brake? Yeah, of course I could. But like I told you guys from the beginning, this is not a competition, right? And so if I told you the rear brake gives you correction and control, I would never tell you not to use it out there. We're always covering it. So because we're always covering, I'm letting you guys know now, when we're doing the exercises and I'm looking down the range, if you start the motorcycle moving and I see both your feet come up, I know you said, screw your 5 steps, Rob. I'm not covering the rear brake. Because every time you start, I should see one foot down because the other one's covering the rear brake. All right, first gear, covering the rear brake. I'm gonna ride towards you guys. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna shut the bike off while it's still rolling. And I'm gonna bring the bike to a stop with the clutch, not the brakes. And if I'm not smooth, the bike's gonna do this. So I'm practicing opening my hand slowly while I'm braking. Okay, preload, that's good. Clutch, as soon as it starts to move, foot up, rear brake. Right from the start, I'm on the rear brake. You hear the throttle's loaded, rear brake, now I'm good. Bike's off. Clutch, 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 clutch. Just with the clutch. Now, the reason if you need practice with clutch control, the reason why that's important is when we're doing stuff, if you ever feel, uh-oh, what are we doing? Opening the clutch. We don't need to do this, right? Nice and smooth. So if you need to do that, because if you do that and you open the clutch and you feel the bike do that, that's letting you know, okay, that was too fast, okay? And again, as I'm opening the clutch, I'm basing how much to open it on what I feel. See, we're always in our feelings, right? Because I'm not trying to run into you guys, but I still want the stop to be a little bit smooth. But it's always smooth. It's always easier to stop smooth coming out of speed. And that's why when we get to those cones and you don't have all that space, that's when everything changes. Because 15 feet, that's what that is over there. And what I don't want to see is this. Ready, Rob? Yeah, okay. That's what I see most of the time. If your handlebars are straight as an arrow from cone to cone, you're going too fast, all right? I want you to start out. If you want to, you can start out dragging the rear brake if you want, right? You could be on the brake the whole time. You're only going 15 feet, really less, okay? That's how you're gonna keep control of that bike. Because if you try to do it later, I'm trying to simplify it so you don't have to worry about doing a bunch of stuff. We preload the throttle, we keep it loaded. That's what you heard me do. I turn in my head and my eyes. Turning the handlebar doesn't change anything, right? Just like you guys are gonna see, this is not perfectly flat because of drainage. Doesn't mean anything. Don't let that get into your head. The rules don't change, okay? When I turn my handlebars, I'm always listening to that preload. Because if it drops, I don't want to stall while I'm turning. As long as that's good, I'm just gonna set it and forget it. Clutch. I'll pick up my foot, open up my clutch first, then pick up my foot. Wherever that is, set it and forget it. Now the good thing about this is, in this kind of situation, something this tight, I'm gonna open the clutch a little bit more than I probably need to. Because I don't wanna give the bike a chance to hope that I didn't open it enough and it starts falling. I need to know the power is good right away based on this kind of turn. So I'm gonna open the clutch a little bit more. It's okay, I'm using the rear brake at that point to control the speed of the bike. So it's gonna stay up. My clutch is fine. I'm doing it for 2 seconds. Once I get here and I'm good, now I can come off the clutch a little bit, come off the brake, and I'm good to go. If the situation, if that's appropriate for that situation, okay? You guys cool? Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. And we're gonna talk about this, guys. This is more important coming out of a turn. Smooth stop. The handlebars are moving, that means the bike is trying to fall. Friction zone is gonna correct that. Smooth stop. All right, let's do it. All right, next cone. Too much speed, Allie, too much speed. And that's 10 push-ups. Too much speed. Hey, hold up. And you're waiting to stop at the cone. I want you to brake gradually. Preload, foot up. All right, too much speed. So what I want you to do is, when you start, open the clutch, pull it back in. Don't pull it all the way in. You don't need that. You don't need all of that power all of that time. Open, close, and stay there. And at the end, start opening, braking. Keep that clutch open till your foot comes down, then pull the clutch in. Let's try that. Preload, open, close it. Good. Keep it open, rear brake. Okay, so right now, your clutch is doing this. It's too much movement, okay? Try it again. Good, pull it in a little, just a little. Good. Friction zone. Better. Good. Nice, see how the bike falling a little bit to the left? Stay in the friction zone a little bit longer. Preload. Foot up. Too much speed right there. The handlebars are straight as an arrow. Good. Open it, close it a little. Good. Work it out. All right, more friction zone at the end. Good. Pull it in a little. Too much speed. Preload. Clutch. Close it a little. Good. Friction zone. Woo! Saved the best for last, man. That was nice. So you can see his clutch. Right now we're dealing with all that movement in the clutch. And that's happening because people are trying to go back and find it. So that's why we want to know right before the friction zone. All right, stay in that friction zone all the way until you put your foot down. Preload. Foot up. Better. Beautiful. Do it again. Nice. All right, one more. All right, and again, they're not gonna all be perfect, but this is just to show you what you need to work on, right? Smooth stop, friction zone, rear brake, all the way to the end. Good, friction zone, nice. Do it again. Good, good, good. Beautiful, Pete. Do it again. Good, good, good. All right, falling. All right, you're good, you're good. You're shaking your head, so I like that. Do it again. He knows what he did wrong. Good, friction zone, nice. One more. Foot comes up right away. Good, friction zone. Woo! That's what I'm talking about, brother. All right. Too much speed. Slow it down a little bit. Reload. Foot up. Good. 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 Friction zone. All right, let's not forget the braking is progressive. Right now, you're braking right at the end. Start out on the rear brake. Just drag it all the way. Progressively brake as you get closer to the stop. And then finish it off. Reload. All right. Too much brake at the end. So, and give me some more preload. Your bike is vibrating like this before you move. Preload that throttle. Preload it. Good. Give me some more. Foot up. Pull it in a little. Good. Friction zone, rear brake. All right. One more. Preload. Easy on that rear brake. Don't hold it back with the brake. Good. Keep it loaded. Friction zone, rear brake. Better. All right. So yeah, again, that's what this exercise forces, discomfort. And as soon as it starts to get to near the end of the stop, he's ready to bail and put his foot down. That's why the brake is stopping abruptly, because he feels the falling. Good. Nice. Too much speed on that one. Nice and easy. Easy. Preload. All right, too much pressure on that rear brake. Too much pressure on the brake. Nice and easy. He's making the bike fight right there. Preload. All right, preload that throttle. Come off that rear brake a little. Good, keep it loaded, foot up. All right, too much speed. Right before his bike moves, it's sitting every time. That's him opening the bike. He's opening the clutch into the friction zone. Too much pressure on the rear brake. There's the preload. Foot up, good. Nice, Renee, do it again. Nice, Renee. Good. Nice, one more. Friction zone. All right, one more. You want her to end on a high note. Good. Friction zone. Nice job, Renee. You can literally do this exercise dragging the rear brake the whole time. And then you won't even have the handlebars going all over the place, and you'll still be going slow. Nice. Very nice. Remember, brake progressively, okay? Reload. Start braking, friction zone. Keep that throttle loaded. Good recovery. One more. Good job, man. Reload! See, guys, that's why we do this first. We got to get the preload and keep it loaded. Get all that stuff down while we're going straight. And usually, whoever gives me an issue with the preload here and in the following exercises, those are the people that drop their bikes when we start turning and leaning because the bike stalls. All right, let's talk about it. Any questions on that, guys? That exercise, well, first let me start out by saying, like I said before, your goal today is not to get everything. One of the goals is to get you to understand what you need to practice, right? And if you weren't smooth on that, you need to practice it, right? That is the bread and butter as far as I'm concerned. So whenever I have my private lessons and people come out and say, hey Rob, I just need help with U-turns. I go, okay. We start with that. And sometimes I'm on that 2 hours. We never get to the U-turns. And that's the point. Everybody is jumping to the U-turns, but you don't know what you don't know, right? So a U-turn is scary only because people don't want to lean the bike. And why don't they want to lean the bike? Because that feeling of falling is overwhelming them. That's why we got to get accustomed to the feeling, and that gets you accustomed. So if you were coming to the end of that stop and doing that, or feeling like you have to stop quick because you feel falling, we need to normalize that feeling of falling, because we know this is the answer, right? Clearly we're going to preload first, 3 comes before 4, right? And so literally, guys, in that exercise, you could literally do that exercise dragging the rear brake from the start to the finish. And your handlebars never getting crazy, because you're in the friction zone the whole time, but you're dragging the brake the whole time. Friction zone, friction zone. Let me show you. And some of you guys were doing the whole, I'm going to start out fast and then slow down, and that's why the stop is abrupt. You're creating something that you don't need to have. We don't need speed. I understand why you're doing it, because that's how you've been riding for whoever knows how long. Speed always gives you comfort. We don't need speed, we just need power. First gear, cover the rear brake. Reload. As soon as I pick my foot up, rear brake, friction zone, rear brake, friction zone, rear brake, rear brake. Listen to the preload. Listen to the preload. Trust and believe. I want to show you on this side so you can look at my clutch hand. I'm going to keep my clutch in one spot. Rear brake, rear brake. Look at the clutch hand, rear brake. Friction zone, smooth stop. Remember the stages. If I'm in stage 1 or stage 2 of the friction zone, I can just stay there. Now I'm going to use the brake to control what's going on. So when you see me stop the motorcycle and I'm not moving at all, I'm still in the friction zone. But I'm letting the brake hold the bike back. At that low of a stage, it's fine. One of you, which one of you dudes? I don't remember, but one of you guys, yeah, it was you. Every time before you moved your bike was sitting. What am I referring to? He's on the bike and his bike's doing this. Why is it doing that? Speak. Huh? He said he's loading it. He's opening the frictions, he's opening the clutch into the friction zone and holding it back with the rear brake. He's making it fight. Your bike should always be free to move with you using the brake while you're riding at slow speeds. If you're not allowing it to move, then you shouldn't be in the friction zone. And if you are, you're making it fight. So you shouldn't be sitting, and it happened every time you started. And then when you open the clutch, and some of you guys, I'm looking at your clutch hand, it's moving too much. Remember, find the spot right before where it bites and go right before it. Live there. Now, if you need to make movements, they're like this. So of course, if you're trying to do something like that, such a refined movement, this is not going to be any good, right? The bike's all over the place, all right? Any questions on that? Outstanding. Okay, exercise number 1. This is the exercise that's going to drive me to drink. Every time I do it, every time we do this, somebody does it wrong. And I give the instructions, I demonstrate it, I say any questions. Nobody ever has a question, and they always screw it up. Okay, so Allie, you're gonna go somewhere down there. See where the window is? You can start there. You're gonna be coming the same way. I'm gonna be down here, waiting for you. I'm a stop sign. Purpose of this exercise is you stopping smoothly out of speed. But that doesn't mean I want you to stay under speed until the last minute and then stop abruptly. Every time you stop today, and that's why I'm doing it right there, so we can use those cones as a reference. Every time you stop your bike today, that's how I want you stopping. And the only way you're gonna stop that smooth, you have to be going slow. A couple of you guys, I said you're going too fast because your handlebars are straight the whole time. I want it smooth all day, okay? So I want you to go up to second gear. Who here practices emergency braking? I know you practice emergency braking. Okay. We know that when we do emergency braking, the same thing applies as far as being smooth. We don't yank at anything, squeeze, 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 rear brake, whatever. What else are we doing? Downshifting. That's right. Because if I'm in 6th gear and I'm lucky enough to not hit what I was stopping and behind, I'm still screwed if now I look at my mirror and I see a car coming and I want to maneuver between the two cars. That's where these skills come in too, for people to go, I don't need to know how to do this. Yeah, it's always relevant, right? Also, well, 2 things. 1, not having the skills, you're screwed. 2, being in the wrong gear, you're screwed. So with downshifting. We're doing a little bit of that here, but not really. Guys, this is not about speed. I can't emphasize that enough, but I feel like just because I give you space, you just want to fly. Now, if you do go fast, I don't care, because initially, whatever speed you're going, I want you to start your braking with the front brake. We're going over 10 miles per hour, it's authorized. Front brake, front brake, front brake. Before you stop that motorcycle, I need you to transition from the front brake to the rear brake only. Well, of course we have to, because we're stopping the same way we were stopping there. I want you going so slow that you're going to need the friction zone more than likely, right? I want you to slow down that much. So if you go fast, that's fine. Slow that damn bike down to the appropriate speed, okay? So that you can stop friction zone, rear brake, bing! That's the goal, okay? If your foot's coming down like this, the bike was falling. Open the clutch up more or stay in the friction zone longer. Don't pull it in till your foot comes down. Then pull it in. That's when you don't need it. Any questions? Once. That's right. You got one time. It's so easy. You should only have to do it once, right? Any other questions? Go ahead.
So even if you're going slow, do you still want us to transition from front brake to rear brake? I mean, you're in 2nd gear. What are you going to do, 15?
Well, yeah, you're going to downshift at some point, obviously, right? I want you to downshift. And you should be downshifting as soon as you start braking, right? When you use the front brake, downshift the motorcycle. And what's your question? Do I still want you to transition to the rear brake?
If you're going that slow, do you want us to still, because
absolutely,
always are, don't use the front brake, use the rear brake. But now you're saying use the front brake and
at speed.
Okay.
At speed. Now here's the kicker here. You can use this front brake all the way until you're about to put your foot down and then transition. You can do that. But remember, what keeps the bike up at slow speeds? Sufficient power to the rear wheel. So when I'm coming to the end of that stop, I need to always preload my throttle before I manipulate the clutch, right? So just think about how the motorcycle's designed. How am I going to keep my bike in the friction zone and be trying to brake smoothly with the front brake? The bike is showing you that's not how you're supposed to ride it. But if I'm using the rear brake, then everything is free. So friction zone, over here, of course, friction zone, I'm braking, and as soon as I come to a stop, that's when I pull this clutch in. But if I'm on the front brake initially, it's okay, because I'm not preloading now. I'm stopping. Brake, 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 brake. If I'm going to transition to the rear brake and I'm going to need the friction zone, cut off that front brake. Don't let it go like that, though. Let it out smoothly, because sometimes in this exercise, I see people coming toward me, and I see their bike go like this, because they just no. Do everything smooth, okay? Anybody need a demo? Yes, I got no issue doing it. All right. So again, I'm going to ride towards the camera. I'm going to go up to 2nd gear. Again, I'm not going to be going really fast because it's not about the speed. What it is about is getting you accustomed to transitioning from using that front brake to the rear brake, and transitioning from the front brake to the rear brake and stopping smoothly coming out of speed, right? But we're not going to be doing it. We're not going to be stopping with speed. Like, you know what? I'll do it 2 ways. The first way, I'm going to do it the way I don't want you to do it. And then the second way, I'm going to do it the way I want you to do it. Let me try that. 1st gear, cover the rear brake, reload, clutch, foot up. 2nd gear, 1st gear, front brake, front brake, front brake. I don't want it like that. See all that compression? Not smooth. Because I'm trying to let the bike stay under speed all the way until the end of the stop, so I never have to do anything. But I want to be the boss. I want to work. I don't want the bike working for me. 2nd gear, 1st gear, front brake, slow it down. Front brake, transition to the rear brake. See the handlebars? Friction zone, rear brake. Smooth stop. So all we're doing is ending coming out of speed the same way we ended over there. So yeah, you can use the front brake, but slow it down enough so that you get to the speed that you were going there. We got it? Get it? Got it? Good? All right. Okay.
Did I brake too early?
No, you didn't brake too early. That was fine. I wanted you to be going a little bit slower here, but you're good. But make sure when you're slowing down, keep that throttle loaded. Okay, just give me a little bit because the bike was like, okay? Good job. Not bad at all. Let me get on this side so I can see clutch. See how your handlebar stays straight the whole time? Too fast. Like you got to slow down early enough so that when you get here, you're stopping the same way you stopped when you were doing this exercise. All right, you can park. Reload. Good morning. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Blessed.
I'm going to put it on your tables over there.
Okay, thank you. Good, good. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Not bad. Still a lot of like that. Okay? Exactly. Friction zone. Good, good, good. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. That was perfect. That's exactly what I want. Good. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Yeah, so you didn't even need the friction zone because of all that speed. Right?
So should I have done it slower? Or?
You should have slowed down earlier so that you can stop like you stopped here.
Okay.
But it was, listen, the stop was still smooth. I'm not taking nothing away from you. Good job, man.
Okay.
So yes, the stop was smooth. It's always going to be smooth when you use speed. You see how straight his handlebars were? If your handlebars are that straight, you know you're going too fast. Like right here, I want him to slow down until I see the bars start to move. There we go. As soon as you feel falling, you say it's time to stop. Friction zone, bring it all the way to the end. Cover the rear brake, cover that rear brake. That's a prime example. I slowed him down. I wanted him to slow down, and I slowed him down to the point where he was like, all right, I don't like the way it feels anymore. Foot down. Good, good, good. Nice, Renee. Yeah, see, too much speed at the end. All right, man. Preload! There's going to be an issue with him with that preload. That's the second time that happened. All right, guys, we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to move on to exercise number 2, slow ride. Any questions on that, guys? When you go back and watch this video, guys, you're going to see what I'm talking about. I'm slowing some of you guys down. You're slowing down, you're slowing down, you're slowing down. But what you're accustomed to is you're going to keep just enough speed so you don't have to worry about anything. And that's why, like when Frank. When Frank stopped, the stop was smooth as butter, but his handlebars never moved. It was smooth because he's coming out of speed. It's easier to do it, right? I wanted you to slow down to the speed that we were stopping here. So if I see your handlebars start to move even a little bit, I know you're there. Now you have to use the friction zone to make that smooth. Stopping any other way, everybody could do that. You're already comfortable doing that. I want you to be uncomfortable. Rephrase. I want you to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's what I want. All right? The only way that's going to happen, we have to put ourselves in situations while we're out here. Right? And so every time you stop this bike today, I prefer you stop like that. Don't stop out of speed. I want you to always need that friction zone. That's what separates us from people that aren't bosses, the friction zone. Because that skill, when you're making the turn on your motorcycle and you come out of that turn and coming to a stop, that's when this skill reigns supreme. So the guy that told me he's coming out of a gas station, he makes the turn, he commits to his lean, then he sees a car turning and he lays the bike down. Had to lay her down. How many people heard that? So I told you your options are limited to your skill level. So I used to push back on that, but now I don't anymore. He did have to lay it down because he didn't know what else to do. He leaned, he saw something, and he said, uh-oh, brake. If you're leaned and you hit the brakes, the bike's gonna fall, period. Sometimes not even leaning, just having the handlebars turn. That's why we don't stop with the handlebars turn, right? So, Allie, if I'm coming out of a turn, I commit to my lean, and now I see this guy. How do I upright that bike and stop without dropping it? What do I have to introduce? If you apply the brakes, it's going to fall. What do I need to introduce? Because again, if I'm already in my lean and I need to stop, but I can't stop with the handlebars turn and lean, how am I going to get that bike upright to stop? Friction zone. I have to go back into the friction zone, but I'm on the brake at the same time. Rear brake. We don't need the front brake. We're not going fast. We just started moving, and here's that car. Friction zone. Friction zone's always going to stand the bike up. That's how you're going to straighten out the bars. Rear brake at the same time. Now that stop might not be as smooth. It doesn't matter at that point. You just need to stop. All right? That's why it's so important to know friction zone is the answer. You got to get comfortable using it because it's even more relevant when we're turning. Right now we're just going straight. Okay? Questions? All right. Exercise number 2. We talked about it earlier. Slow ride. We're going to do it over there again. I'm going to walk. You're going to ride. Don't pass me. I say this all the time. I work for the NYPD Highway Patrol. You think I like people passing me? Don't pass me. Isn't it annoying sometimes you're driving, the cop is going at the speed limit, and everybody's behind them? Well, in the state of Georgia, you're allowed to go 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. It's actually written. So if he's going at the limit, you can pass him. You'll be fine. In Georgia.
How do you do that?
Huh? I don't do that. I don't do that. No, because that's ridiculous. That's a ego thing, right? I wish you would pass me. That's just stupid. I don't got time for that. Plus, when I was a lieutenant, if you passed me, I have to be going at least 80, 90 miles an hour to write it. You got to be going like double the speed limit for me to write you a ticket. I got other stuff to do, right? But I would still do it. Okay. Again, open, close. That's the key to this. So I used to give people like a big lead. I don't do that anymore because I want you to be more in tune with the bike and more comfortable, not relying on speed. I'm going to say, are you ready? You're going to say yes, hopefully. All right, let's do it. I'm going to walk at a normal pace. Open, close. Work it out. Don't pass me. Everybody clear on that? Any questions on that? All right, Allie, first cone. I'll meet you over there. You ready? All right, let's do it. No brake. Get off that brake. No brake. No brake. Good. Excellent, Allie. All right, rear brake, smooth stop. 10 push-ups, Allie. Guys, that's done by design. We're going to talk about it. Smooth stop, smooth stop. All right, you ready? No rear brake. Don't even cover it. Ready? Head 9 straight ahead. Let's do it. Uh-oh. All right, rear brake, smooth stop. Here's the good thing. I saw the fingers go like this, but they didn't touch it. Good job, man. Not a smooth stop, not a surprise. We'll talk about it. You ready? No rear brake, don't even cover it.
What's that?
No rear brake, don't even cover it.
Okay.
All right, ready? Let's do it.
When I stop, I can, right?
I'll talk to you about that when we get there. Uh-oh. Good. Good. All right, rear brake, smooth stop. Nice. And I like the fact that you gave yourself so much clutch. After that, you didn't need any. You just let it coast. Good job, Renee. She almost passed me, but she did. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Head 9, straight ahead.
Got it.
Let's do it. Keep that throttle loaded. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Keep it loaded. Good. All right, rear brake, smooth stop.
That was not a smooth stop.
Are you guys noticing the pattern on the not smooth stops? We'll talk about it. All right, you ready? No rear brake. Don't even cover it. All right, ready? Let's do it. Beautiful. Here's what I'm talking about, guys. I can come to a crawl, and he's not going to pass me. Rear brake, smooth stop. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. There we go. I guess he couldn't hear me. No rear brake. All friction zone. Ready? All right, let's do it. Good. Good. Rear brake, smooth stop. All right, good Paul, good job. No brake. Don't even cover it. No brake. Don't even cover it. Take your foot off. Yep. Good. Excellent. Rear brake, smooth stop. All right. All right, you ready? Let's do it. Good. Rear brake, smooth stop. Good job, man. All right, guys, so every single person did not have a smooth stop. Well, except for Frank, but that's because Frank, he kept going, he didn't hear me, so, but we're gonna talk about that. All right. That was actually not bad at all. Nobody passed me. Some people came close, but nobody passed me. Nobody stopped with smooth either. What's the common denominator there? I told you we're gonna be in our feelings, so I need you to feel that. That's why I tell you don't cover the rear brake. Because if I tell you to brake and you go to it, that's the kind of stop you're gonna get. That's why we cover it. Because if I told you to go to it with your foot on it, smooth. Or more than likely, it would have been smooth, right? So that's all that was about. Outstanding job. Love it, love it. Love it when the plan comes together. It came together for me because nobody passed me, which means you guys were on the money. And it came together to me because sometimes people that watch my videos, they already know I'm gonna say, okay, come to a smooth stop. So they're ready for it. None of you were ready for it, so I love it. I love it. All right, remember what that felt like. All right, guys, speaking of our feelings, who here is not familiar with exercise number 3, trust and believe? Who's not familiar with it? 2, 3, 4. What the fuck is this, dominoes? First, nobody raised their hand. She did, and he did, and he did. All right. This exercise, I've done a bunch of videos on this in shorts. This is the exercise. Smooth short starts and stops. The slow ride that we just did, and this exercise. This is the bread and butter for everything slow speed, period. And for you being comfortable riding at slow speeds. That's why we do all of this before we go to the U-turn box. Because if you're not comfortable with this, you ain't gonna be comfortable with that. This exercise is designed to reprogram your brain to associate falling by putting your foot down. Instead, you're gonna do that. So, this is the one exercise I don't want you practicing in traffic. But it's always relevant in traffic. Always, 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 always. Okay, here's what it entails. What's always step number 1, Frank? Always, before you move the bike. Before you move the bike. Make sure it's in first gear. That's what we're gonna do. Step number 2, Allie. Cover the rear brake. Step number 3, preload that throttle and keep it loaded. Now, the keep it loaded is important and it's super important. Step number 4, get that clutch right before the friction zone. So I don't want you in it. Open it up until you feel the bike start to creep, and then pull it back in. And then step number 5, I'm gonna say, foot up. I'm gonna say it. I don't let people decide anymore. I say it. Because this is supposed to mimic an uh-oh moment. We don't plan uh-oh moments. And as soon as you hear me say foot up, don't think about it. Pick your foot up. But I don't want this bike moving a millimeter. When you feel it start to fall, open your hand. I need you to feel it. Don't just open your hand. when I say foot up. But address it as soon as you feel it. And it's a small movement. I'm going to demonstrate it for you, right? So I understand this really makes people uncomfortable. Let's put it into perspective. The worst that can happen is the bike tips over. And what does happen is when I tell people foot up, they pick their foot up, they put it right back down because they felt falling. That's what we're trying to get you out of doing, right? We already know we don't need our feet. We just need power. We discussed it. It was the first thing we discussed. We signed the contract. We agreed. Sufficient power is all we need, right? But once you do that, I still want you to come to a smooth stop. So this is not about just opening the clutch and flying. How many people have heard when in doubt, throttle out? Yeah, that's more of the perpetuating the ignorance. You know, it sounds good, it rhymes, it must be true. I'm not saying it will never work, but we don't need to throttle out. We're gonna preload the throttle and hold that throttle. Now what happens a lot is when people get to foot up, as soon as they pick up their foot, they forget about that. And then the bike stalls. Again, no big deal. It stalls, stop, we'll do it again. So remember, when I say preload that throttle, listen to it and keep listening to it. All I want you listening for is that throttle and me saying foot up. That's it. Listen to the throttle. And we're not opening the clutch like this. But if you do that, still not a big deal. But we don't need to do that. Address it as soon as you feel it. All right, let me show you what the hell I'm talking about. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. Now I pull the clutch in. All right. So I'm going to demonstrate this two ways. The first way I do it, I'm going to address it as soon as I feel it. Now sometimes I'll say foot up and you pick your foot up and the bike will just be sitting there. In that moment, the balance of the bike is just working out. It's going to start falling eventually. When you feel it, address it. So if the bike starts to fall to the left and you open your hand, it's going to go to the left a little bit. The longer you wait, the more it's going to go. The second time I do this for you guys, I'm going to wait a little bit longer, let the bike fall a little bit longer, and then I'm going to open my hand and pick it up. All right? So here's what I want you guys to do. Allie, you do it for me. I'm going to tell you when I'm ready, but I don't want you to just say it as soon as I tell you I'm ready. Wait a couple of seconds. I want you to say foot up. When you say foot up, then I'm going to do it. I want it to be a surprise. First gear. Cover the rear brake. Now listen, don't be holding the brake when you pick your foot up. People do that too. They open the clutch, but the bike doesn't move because they're holding the brake. I'm covering the rear brake. Preload. Clutch. Right there, right before the friction zone. Head and eye straight ahead. All right, Allie, I'm ready. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. I addressed it as soon as I felt it. Allie, I barely heard that. You got to do better next time. Okay, this time I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Let me give myself some more room. God damn. I'm glad that happened. That's why we want to always stop with our foot like this. Because if you're stopping like this and you hit one of these things, that's how we get hurt. The bike is falling, you're trying to catch it. I'm glad that happened. First gear. Covering the rear brake. Preload. Clutch. Ready. Smooth stop. And so the reason why I show you the second one is because I want you to know, don't give up. Like if the bike's falling and you're opening your hand, if it's still falling, it just means the power is not sufficient. Don't put your foot down, just keep opening your hand, maybe even throttle it. It will pick itself up. Only difference is, look where it is versus last time I was right here. Because it's falling, open, that's where it's gonna go. But it's gonna straighten up eventually. Friction zone, rear brake. All right, a lot of the uh-ohs that we feel out there, again, you worry more the less you know. So the initial uh-oh might feel like this to you, when it really, at some point, it's gonna be like this. The longer you wait, the bigger the uh-oh is gonna feel. So just address it as soon as you feel it. The reason this exercise is so relevant is because it's always going on. Anytime you think, I gotta put my foot down, that's this exercise. You shouldn't be putting your foot down. You should just be opening your clutch a little bit. Or if you're in the friction zone already, come off the brake a little bit. The point is, you need to get sufficient power on that rear wheel. You don't need your feet. Any questions?
So
idling, you're sitting still before anything. Obviously, you've got first gear, you're covering your brake, clutch. How much rear brake? I mean, you're just
I'm just covering it.
Brake lights on?
No, I'm just covering it.
Your brake light's not even on?
Not even on.
Okay.
But so his question is, how much pressure am I putting on the rear brake? So sometimes when I demonstrate this exercise, I do have to apply pressure because the ground's not level. And I don't want the bike moving. But if the ground's level and the bike's not moving, I'm just covering it. I don't need it. I don't need it until it's time for me to stop, really. Right? Good question. Any other questions? Anybody need to see that again as far as the demo?
Yes.
Son of a bitch. All right. Foot up. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. Clutch in. All right. I want all of you to say foot up. First gear. Cover the rear brake. I'm preloading the throttle. Clutch right before the friction zone. I'm just covering the rear brake, no pressure. All right, I'm ready. Smooth stop. Again, if you address it as soon as you feel it, it looks like it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Okay? It's trust and believe. I usually start this by asking everybody, who trust and believe that as long as you have sufficient power on the rear wheel, it won't fall? And usually a bunch of people raise their hand and I tell them all they're full of shit, right? Intellectually, they trust it and they believe it. But anytime you put your foot down when you feel falling, you don't trust it. So when you go to make this turn, people go to turn and they do that. No, we don't need that. Instead of doing that, I feel it, address it. Address it. Bike feels like it's gonna fall, open the clutch. It's always gonna work. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, rear brake. And that is the key to U-turns. If you don't trust that sufficient power will keep the bike up, U-turns are always gonna bother you. That's why we gotta start with these things first, guys. All right? Any more questions? Anybody need to see another demo? All right, I don't have an issue with it. Foot up. Oh, hold up. So, when I'm riding like this, all I'm doing are small variations of trust and believe. Every time I feel like it's gonna fall, I do something. I'm trying to stop the bike. Do something. Do something. So anytime you see somebody doing that, the bike's not moving at all they're doing are small variations of trust and believe. If I can get that bike to just stand still, and if I'm doing that, now my balance is relevant. I'm trying to balance the bike, make sure the bike's balanced. Sometimes that works out. And so that's why people that don't want to turn their handlebars, it bugs me out. I always tell people, your bike is more stable with the handlebars turned. You're never gonna see me stopping with the bars like this. It's just gonna fall over. So I'm gonna try to get that bike to just hold. And all I'm doing is, as soon as I feel it starting to fall, I'm keeping it loaded. I'm staying in the friction zone. As soon as I feel it, I come off the brake a little bit, just to give it a little bit of power. Stand it up, take it away. Stand it up, take it away. It's trust and believe. That's all it is. All right? All right. All right, you ready?
So when I get done, I'm just going right. I'm just doing a loop that way, or do I do a loop?
When you're done, you're gonna come to a smooth stop.
Okay.
And after the stop, yeah, back over there.
Okay. All right.
Make sure you're in first gear. Good. Cover the rear brake. Preload the throttle. Keep it loaded. Give me some more. More. Bring that clutch right before the friction zone. Good. Foot up. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Smooth stop.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I know you can't hear
I
me.
thought you were saying smooth. My bad.
Back up. We're gonna try it again. This time, Allie, do not think about it. I said foot up and you said, yeah, in a second, Rob.
Sorry.
Stop saying sorry, you're good. Turn it this way, turn it. Yep, okay. All right, straighten out. All right, you're good. All right, good. Preload. Give me some more. Give me more. Foot up. Clutch. Good, good, good. Smooth stop. Smooth enough. Trust and believe was good though. Nice and easy. Slow ride. Good. 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 Oh shit. Smooth stop. Friction zone to the end. All right, first gear. Covering the rear brake. Preload. Give me some more preload. Good. Head nice, straight ahead. Foot up. Clutch. Let that clutch out. Give me some more preload. More. Foot up. Clutch, clutch. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Now right there, that was good, man. But you heard it boggling? That's because you didn't keep the throttle loaded. Keep it loaded, it almost stalled. Good job. Cover that rear brake, Renee. Good. Slow ride up to here. Good, good. Friction zone, friction. Oh, slow ride, Renee. All right, first gear. Covering the rear brake, good. Preload. Clutch right before the friction zone. Foot up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Smooth stop. Nice, Renee. Now that was one of those instances where the balance of the bike worked out. She was just sitting there. Slow ride, nice and easy. Good, good. Friction zone, friction zone. Preload that throttle. See that whole bike shaking? It's about to shut off.
Okay.
All right, first gear.
Yep.
Covering the rear brake.
Yep.
Preload the throttle.
Got a bunch on the brake.
Keep it loaded. Give me some more. Right there. Hold it there. Clutch right before the friction zone. Yes. Head nice. Straight ahead. The bike's moving. Pull the clutch in a little bit. There we go. Foot up.
Oh, jumped in second.
Yeah.
I put my foot
Heel
up,
shifter.
shifted it.
Yeah.
All right. Cover the brake.
Yep. Preload that throttle.
Load it.
Give me some more. Preload. Head nice. Straight ahead. Keep it loaded. Get off that brake. You're in the friction zone.
Oh,
Pull the clutch in. Pull the clutch in.
got it.
Preload. Preload. Pull the clutch in. You're in the friction zone. I don't want you in the friction zone. Foot up. Clutch, clutch. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Yeah, you're in second gear again. All right. Smooth. All right, first gear, yes, covering the rear brake. Preload. Pull that clutch in, it's in the friction zone. Pull it in. Keep that throttle loaded, keep it loaded. Head nice, straight ahead. Foot up. All right, try it again. Preload. Pull the clutch in, you're in the friction zone. There we go. Foot up. Smooth stop. All right, try it again. You were moving. Make sure when you pick the foot up, the bike's not moving at all. Head and eye straight ahead. Foot up. Clutch. Try it again. Foot up. There we go, clutch, good. Smooth stop. That was good. Nice and smooth. Friction zone, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. All right. Covering the rear brake, yes, preload. Good, hold that preload right there, hold it. Give me some more. Foot up. Clutch. Head and eye straight ahead. Foot up. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Give me another one. Foot up. Clutch, 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 clutch. Smooth stop. I'll take it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I know it's hard to stop smooth because the heart rate is high. Good. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. All right. First gear. Wow, look at that number, nice and big. With the clutch in, I love it. All right, covering the rear brake. Yep. All right, head 9 straight ahead. Preload the throttle. Give me some more. Clutch right before the friction zone. Yes. Keep it loaded. Foot up. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Smooth stop. Smooth stop, smooth stop. Smooth stop! Yes. That was beautiful though. The trust and believe was excellent. Good, nice and easy, nice and easy. Yeah, too much speed. All right. You're up to 50 push-ups by now, just so you know.
I know.
All right, first gear, yes. Covering the rear brake. Preload the throttle. Give me some more. 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 Clutch right before the friction zone, good. Right before it. Give me more. Preload. More. Give me more preload. Foot up. Foot up. Foot up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Shit, that was your best stop of the day. I need to make you do this more often. Let's do it again. This time when I say foot up, pick your foot up. Don't think about it. That was smooth, man. Smooth. Oh, hell yeah. Wait till you go back and watch it. That was smooth. Give me some more. Foot up. Pick it up. Clutch, clutch, good, good. Smooth stop. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I'm telling you, man, sometimes you get surprised by people you're not expecting certain things for. That was excellent. All right, guys. Now it's time to turn. Right turns, left turns from a stop. Any questions on trust and believe? Tell me your name again. Your name? Wayne. Wayne. Oh, it's it. I knew it too. Sometimes somebody surprises me out here. And when we did trust and believe, I was like, yeah, Wayne ain't gonna do this. It was beautiful, man. Second one was better than the first. And he was like, what, really? Come on, man. Well, I get it. A lot of the times people come out here, like there was one guy that when we were in the single Serpentine, he said while he was doing it, he felt like this, Then he went back and watched the video and it wasn't like that, right? Sometimes it's the opposite. So you might have thought, that wasn't great. It was good, right? Guys, I want you to practice that. Again, not in traffic. It is always relevant, right? Listen, if we want to really reprogram something, everything we do on these motorcycles at slow speeds goes against our hardwiring, right? It's like telling you, are you right-handed? It's like telling Allie, all right, today you're going to be left-handed. Good luck. It's going to take time, right? This is kind of like the same thing, right? That exercise is going to help you because that feeling of uh-oh has to be associated with power, not your feet. That's how we get hurt on these things, okay? All right. That brings me to exercise number 4, guys. Now, I don't tell you this to mess with your mind. It just is what it is. This is my highest failure rate out of everything out here. Why? Because like I said, motorcycle riders ride straight and make slight turns. This, I'm making you make a full, well, not full lock. It doesn't have to be full lock, but it's a 90-degree turn. And we are not leaning in here. I want you to make this turn straight up. So keep this in mind. Anything you do on your motorcycle, leaning, I don't care how tight the turn is, it's always easier than anything straight up. Because when you ride this motorcycle straight up in the friction zone, you have to be the boss of the motorcycle. It's all on you, right? You don't have anything to help you. So when you come in here, if you lean this bike even a little bit, I'm gonna let you know you're going too fast, you're leaning. Because you can't lean without speed, right? One comes with the other. So we wanna treat this like a gravel road. Remember, I told you before, the less you know, the more you worry. That's why motorcycle riders hate gravel. Because in their minds, they're always relying on their feet. And so if it's gravel, my feet aren't, think about the logic of this. My feet don't really have good footing, but I want to use my feet. Doesn't make sense. As long as we keep this bike straight up while we're riding in gravel, exercise number 2, when I told you not to pass me, but in that case, you can cover the rear brake. That's how you ride on gravel, and this is how you turn on gravel, straight up. All right? Okay, what are the keys to success here? Number 1, Because one thing you are struggling with, Wayne, is as soon as you get to the end of that stop, time to stop. Abrupt stop, feet down. Trust that friction zone all the way to the end. Trust me, it's going to be fine. So that exercise number 2 that we did, guys, that's what you're going to do on the approach. So as you're approaching, preload. Listen to what it sounds like. If it's working, keep it there. Clutch. If that's working, wherever your hand is, keep it there. Rear brake. Head and eyes, handlebars. Don't change shit. Now what happens is, as soon as people get here, they don't like the way it feels, clutch in, fall, or clutch out through the cones. I don't care if you hit a cone out here today. Just don't put your foot down. Because to me, overcoming an instinct is a huge accomplishment. So if you could do that, I don't care if it pushes you out. Don't worry about that. Okay, I already said it, but I'm going to ask it. What comes first, head and eyes or handlebars? Head and eyes, guys. Not head and eyes at the same time. Head and eyes and handlebars. So that scenario I gave you with the guy coming out of the gas station and committing to the lean and then seeing the car. As soon as he told me that, I said, I know you weren't looking before you turned. Because if he did, he never would have committed to that lean. He would have saw that car, even if it wasn't there, he would have saw it coming. Remember, we have to be anticipating, scanning, anticipating. That's how you have to ride a motorcycle. It's not like driving a car. Head and eyes, handlebars. Remember I was moving the bike real slow, guys? And remember I told you I was keeping the bike in the friction zone. That's how I want you to make this turn. Keep it in the friction zone. Just use the rear brake. Drag it. And if you're turning, if it's working out, great. If you feel like you're fighting to turn the bars, it's too much power on the rear wheel. Pull the clutch in a little bit, right? Or apply a little bit more rear brake. As soon as you do that, the bars are going to go like this. Your goal is to be in the middle. That's the goal. 3 things determine the radius of a turn on the motorcycle. Frank, give me one.
I'm sorry, what?
3 things determine the radius of a turn on the motorcycle. Give me one.
The lean angle.
Yes, lean angle. Harley? Okay.
Friction zone, I would say, for the throttle.
No idea.
Okay, speed. Speed's the #1 contributing factor to wide turns. Handlebar turn. 3 things determine the radius of the turn on one of these things. Speed, #1 contributing factor. What's the #1 way we're dying on motorcycles? Running wide in turns. Again, these skills carry over to what you do at higher speeds as well. So people that are in that turn, they're going too fast, they don't even think, let me use the rear brake, because maybe they heard that stupid thing of, oh, you never brake in a turn. Negative. Yes, you do. You don't smash at it, you know. So, speed, lean angle, and handlebar turn. I already told you we're not leaning, right? When I do this exercise, I do it from right here. Sometimes I do it from here, and sometimes I do it from here. When I do it from this first line, I can start with my handlebar straight. No problem. I can go straight a little bit and turn. This is the exercise that I'm preparing you for when I tell you over there, you're going too fast. Because if you introduce too much speed here, it's going to screw you up. This is not about speed. It's about power to the rear wheel and using that rear brake. If I start here, now I have to introduce something. Handlebars. So I'm going to turn the handlebars and start like that. Again, everything is the same. If I start here, what do I have to introduce? No, I introduced that right here. Lean. Now, how am I going to introduce lean from a standstill? Now, this is the real trust and believe. I have to start with the handlebars turned, then I have to let the bike fall and catch it with the clutch. I have to let it fall into a lean and then open the clutch. That's how you, now listen, I'm not telling you guys you have to do that, but my point is, for me, that's an option, right? That's an option. All right. So we're going to do this 3 ways, guys. But before we even start that, what's your strength, right turns or left turns?
Left.
What's your strength?
Left, I guess.
Left, I guess. Allie? Left?
Always left.
Left.
I think right.
Right.
Left.
Left. No clue. No clue. Okay. Remember your answer. I just did a private lesson and I told the guy the same thing. He was amazed. I still don't know the answer to why it is like this. 9 times out of 10, all of the answers that you guys gave me, you're referring to a U-turn. This is usually the opposite. So if you said left, don't be surprised if right is easier for you here. I don't know why. But again, people don't normally turn like this because this is a full on you boss moment turn. That's what this is. We're gonna do it 3 ways. The first way we do it, I just want you to ride through. And keep this in mind. I told you that's where I stop. You guys, when we do it from a stop, anywhere in this box, you can stop. So if we're making a left turn and you want to stop over here to make that turn, that's fine. But keep in mind, that's just letting you know, it should let you know you need to practice this more, because you don't need all of this space to make this turn. This is 7.5 feet. Now a lot of people come here and go, oh my God, this looks way tighter than on TV. Yeah, okay, it does. All right. I'm gonna put the camera over here. So when we're making a left turn, I want you to head and eyes, look at that camera, go to the camera, okay? Like I said, first time straight through, we're gonna go left first. Second time, I'm gonna have you come to a stop. Like I said, stop wherever you want, and then you're gonna make that turn. The last time, you're gonna stop, make this turn, and stop. I learned from people all the time I've been doing this, I add stuff. I had to add a stop there because people will make this turn, and then right here, just open the clutch. Zero control, right? We got to be in control at all times. And then we'll do the same thing going right. Questions?
Can you go over it again? The 3.
The what? The 3? Oh, okay. I'm going to demonstrate it. Oh. But we're doing straight through the first time. Then when I tell you, you're going to stop any way you want in this box and make the turn. Then you're going to stop, make the turn, and stop. I'm going to tell you again when you pull up here anyway what you're doing. Any other questions? You had your hand up, Alan? No?
First time you go through, you just
straight through. Yep, straight through.
Are you leaning straight up, correct? Okay.
I was just about to put you in front leaning rest position. No lean. Zero lean. This is gravel, so if you lean, you're going down. It's going to put that front wheel right out. First gear. Covering the rear brake. Preload. Clutch. Foot up. That's good. It feels good. Head nice, handlebars. Hold the turn. Hold the handlebars though. Hold it. You don't have to go this slow, I'm just showing you. The longer you hold this turn, that's how you get in the middle. Boom, I'm good. Then when we come to a stop, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, rear brake, rear brake. See how my bike's leaning a little bit to the left? I don't like that turn. Bike's falling. All right, left turn. Head nice, foot up. Hold the turn. Throttle is the same. Clutch, I'm staying in the friction zone, see? It's not moving. I'm just using the rear brake. Boom. Make sure you come to a smooth stop. Friction zone, don't use speed. And the last one, we're gonna stop, make this turn, smooth stop. Foot up. See how I can just pick my foot up? I'm good. Clutch is in the same spot. Friction zone, I'm just using the brake. Brake. Straighten out. Friction zone. Smooth stop. Okay. Friction zone, straighten out. Smooth stop. All right, so now in this exercise, this is where open close might help some people. Because if I tell people you can use this whole box up to here, a lot of people are going to put their wheel right there. You know, you want to get as much room as possible to try to make the bike feel balanced. Because clearly you don't want, if your bike's doing this, you're not ready to make a turn. So how do I deal with that? I need power, but if I want the power immediately, open, close. Open, close. Again, it doesn't have to be extreme. And when I say close, I'm not going to close it all the way. I'm just going to pull it into a lower part of the friction zone. Preload. Bring the clutch right before the friction zone. Boom. Good. See, that straightens out my bars. So now I'm good to go. Rear brake. Everything is the same. You hear the throttle? It's loaded. Clutch is staying where it is. Questions? Anyone? Smooth stop. Bueller. All right. Follow Allie. Cover that rear brake. Slow down. Good. Keep it slow. Head nice. Look at my camera. Keep looking at it. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Excellent, Allie. Excellent. Stay in the friction zone. Good. Keep the throttle loaded. Head nice. Excellent. Excellent. Beautiful. Good. Slow down. Keep it slow. Slower you go, the easier it is to turn. Keep that throttle loaded. Head and eyes on my camera. Keep it loaded. Easy on that rear brake. Nice. Good job. Working through it. Got to keep that throttle loaded. He's a second away from stalling. Good. Keep that throttle loaded. Head and eyes on my camera. Keep looking at it. Hold that turn. Hold that turn. Excellent job, man. Excellent job. Reload. Good. Good. Keep it slow. Keep it slow. Keep the clutch right where it is. Head and eyes. Use the rear brake. Keep the clutch where it is. Clutch. Good. Hold the turn. Hold the turn. Excellent. 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 Good. Head and eyes. Okay, Renee, just made sure it was in first gear. She covered the rear brake. Very good. Good. Head and eyes. Too much speed, Renee. Too much speed. As soon as she turned those handlebars, she opened up that clutch. She sped up. I get it. Slow down. Good. Keep the throttle loaded. Keep the clutch where it is. Head and eyes on the camera. You're looking down. Turn those bars. All right, not bad, not bad. He's got to change those bars. Smooth stop, smooth stop. Yeah. Remember, I don't want you stopping out of speed, Allie. Nice and slow coming up. And before you move, 2 of your feet went like this. So you owe me 20 push-ups. 2 taps. All right, left turn. That last one was beautiful. Head and eyes on the camera. Too much speed right there. Good recovery. Very nice, Allie. But that bike's puttering. Preload the throttle. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Nice. Left turn. Head and eyes on the camera. Head and eyes. Head and eyes. All right, not bad. Not bad at all, man. Good job. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. All right, left turn. Nice and slow. Nice and easy. Preload. Keep it loaded. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded. Easy on that rear brake. Easy on that rear brake. He's making it fight. Smooth stop. Good. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Rear brake. All right, left turn. Head and eyes on the camera. Foot up. Clutch. Hold that turn. Easy. Good job. Straight through. Right in the middle. Right in the middle. I like the thumbs up, baby. Nice and slow. Smooth stop. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. All right, smooth stop. All right, we're gonna make a left turn. Last one. That was beautiful, Wayne. Copy and paste. Nothing's changed. Reload. Clutch. On the rear brake right away. Clutch. Good. Keep the clutch where it is. Start turning. Good. Easy on the rear brake. Hold that turn. Excellent, Wayne. Excellent. Oh my God. Excellent. Very surprising, guys. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. All right. Straight through. Turn those bars. Tuck that elbow in. Good. Keep the clutch where it is. Rear brake. Rear brake. Turn it. Tuck it up. All right, you're good. Smooth stop, smooth stop. Friction zone, see, no friction zone, that's why you're falling. Friction zone at the end. All right. You know what, I shouldn't have stopped you, I forgot, you didn't do it the other way yet. All right, you ready? As soon as you start, I want you on that rear brake. Nice and easy. Preload. Clutch, 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 keep the clutch where it is, rear brake. Start turning. Reload. Reload. Nice. Smooth stop. Friction zone. Friction zone. So the whole time you're pulling up, you're looking here. What are you looking at?
I'm looking there through the window.
You're looking through there. Okay, look over that windshield. Straight ahead, okay? All right, straight through. Reload. Foot up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. So right there, you're not enough clutch. So remember, open up the clutch a little bit more than you might need and use the rear brake to control the speed, okay? All right. Reload. Good, keep it loaded. Clutch. Open it, open it, open it. Rear brake. Head and eyes up. Make sure you get those head and eyes up. You're looking at those cones, that's why you're going to them. Nice and easy. See, you know that's not the stop by one. That was a double tap. That's another 10. Nice and slow, Ellie. Okay, smooth stop right here. Yeah, you're gonna make a right turn. Smooth stop. That's nice. Now you're leaning. Too much speed. Straighten it out. All right. So one thing I always pay attention to is this horn. See how much it's shaking? Look at it.
Yeah.
Roll on your throttle. No, hold it.
Oh.
Look at it. Let off. Keep looking at it. Let off the throttle. See that? That's why I can always tell when your throttle is too low. You're making the turn, that's what I'm seeing. That means you're not keeping the throttle loaded. So you're real close to stalling. Keep that throttle loaded. That's why I love the old bikes. I can always tell. All right. Good. Smooth stop. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Rear brake. Outstanding, man. Smooth stop over here. Give me another one. Head nice. Clutch, clutch, clutch. So here's what's happening. I see what's happening. What you're doing is you're opening the clutch a lot to give you momentum to make this turn. That's why the bike's falling, because that time you didn't have enough momentum. The last time you did have enough. I don't want you to use momentum. I want the friction zone pulling you through this. Okay? All right. Right turns next. Keep it slow. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. That's your best stop today. I should send you home right now. That was beautiful. No. Okay, make sure you keep the throttle loaded. Your throttle is low.
Okay. Yeah.
You know how I know?
Because you can hear it thumping.
See your horn?
Yeah.
It shakes more when it's low.
Okay.
Good. Keep it like that. Easy on that rear brake.
Yeah,
Clutch and head and eyes on my camera.
hard for me.
Foot up. Rear brake. Clutch. Keep it loaded. Shut it off. Shut it off. Why did it fall?
Oh, because it yanked the clutch in.
There you go. All right, right turns next. Keep that throttle loaded. Remember, when you go to make this turn, just keep everything the same. Right now, you're like this. It'll come. Pick that foot up. Good, good, good. Smooth stop. Preload, preload. Good. Smooth stop. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. All right. Smooth stop over here.
Stop at the end?
Stop at the end. When you turn those bars, hold that turn.
Okay.
Head and eyes on my camera. Keep looking at it. Easy on that rear brake. Nice and easy. Smooth stop. Friction zone. Right turns next. Good. Smooth stop. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. It's getting better. It's getting better. Dude, you're a ringer. You're a ringer. That's what I'm going to call you. You're a ringer. That was excellent. All right, Wayne. Smooth stop. Copy and paste. Preload. Good. Give me some more preload. More. All right, good. Get off that brake. Nice and easy on the brake. Foot up. Head and eyes. Clutch, 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 clutch. Easy. Easy. Straighten out. Make sure those bars are straight before you stop. But what's more impressive to me about that is I would have bet money you were going to put your foot down, and you didn't. Good job, man. Right turns next. Stop giving me looks like I'm bullshitting you. He's looking at me like, yeah, whatever. I don't do that. Good. Friction zone, friction zone. Beautiful stop. All right, we got to get these bars turned. That's the issue. You're not turning. So when you go to turn, when I said tuck that elbow, this elbow, tuck it in. Turn those bars. Preload. Clutch. Keep the clutch where it is. Rear brake. Start turning. All right. Nice. Smooth stop over here. When you go to turn, you're going too fast. That last time, just open up the clutch. Just trust it. As long as you got that power, you're good. Drag the rear brake. Keep the clutch where it is. Head and eyes, handlebars. Good. Keep it loaded. Open the clutch. Open the clutch. On that rear brake. On that rear brake. Start over.
I don't know. I get so intimidated with a very tight turn.
It's okay.
Very tight.
Preload. Good. Start opening the clutch. Be on that rear brake. Open the clutch. Open it. Good. Start turning. Rear brake. Rear brake. Rear brake. There you go. And over time, that will smooth out, guys. I don't care if it's not pretty. That'll smooth out. Good. Head and eyes up. Friction zone, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. I'm going to put a book right there so you can read it. All right, smooth stop over here. Yep, keep it loaded. Rear brake, start turning, head and eyes. Hold that turn. Easy on that rear brake. Straighten it out, straighten it out. You got to change these bars. It's going to make a world of difference for you. All right, right turns next. Straight through, no lean. So she's doing the same thing. She's giving herself enough speed so she can kind of use momentum to go through it. I don't want that. I want the friction zone pulling you through the turn. Good. Straight through, straight through. Perfect speed. Head and eyes, good. Hold that turn, hold it. Right in the middle, baby. Beautiful. Beautiful. Slow down, head and eyes. Hold that turn, good. Beautiful. What'd you say was your favorite? Ben, 10 push-ups on that stop. Actually 20. 2 feet down and the front brake, that's 30. All right, listen, guys. So what Allie just did, somebody else did the same thing. You're giving yourself speed so that you can use momentum to make the turn. If you use momentum, you're not in full control of the bike. I want the friction zone pulling you through that turn. So don't go into it with speed. 2 miles per hour is the fastest you should be going. Okay? All right. There's no cheating out here, because if you cheat, you're just cheating yourself.
Fire it up.
Fire it up. Good, I like that speed. Good. Good, keep it loaded. When you turn these bars, hold that turn. Hold it. Straighten out, clutch, clutch. Excellent, man, excellent. He's beyond the middle. That was just excellent. Good, perfect speed, Wayne, perfect speed. Perfect speed. Good, head and eyes, keep the clutch where it is. Rear brake, hold that turn. Excellent, Wayne. Woo! Good, keep the clutch where it is. Rear brake, turn those bars. Hold that turn. There we go. He likes rights better than lefts. Rear brake, good. Allie, 60 push-ups on that turn. Duck walking. Head nice. Hold that turn, rear brake. There we go. Welcome home, man. Good. Smooth stop. Friction zone, friction zone. See how the foot's coming down like this? And front brake. Man, you're going to be swole by the end of the day.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell them all, but these.
Rear brake stop, got it.
Yeah.
Rear brake stop.
Rear brake, and when you're making you duck walking the whole time. So
Okay.
I'm just adding them up.
All right.
Okay.
I can tell.
Straight through.
Okay.
You ain't going to do them. I ain't worried about it.
You don't know that.
I love the boots, and you're right. I don't know that. Good. Keep it loaded. Excellent, Al. Just excellent. Excellent. She's having a conversation with me while she's doing it, too. MSF instructor. Smooth stop. Good. Friction zone, friction zone. Excellent. Straight through. Good, nice head, nice. Excellent, excellent. Straight through, beautiful, man. Good, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, rear brake, rear brake. Nice. Well, I guess we know which side you like now. Rights. Oh my God, it was beautiful. Do it again.
Don't scare the hell out of me.
Straight through. Head and eyes on the camera. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Keep it loaded. It's going to stall. Keep that throttle loaded. It's going to come back to bite him. You got to keep that throttle loaded. Smooth stop. Friction zone, friction zone. All right, that throttle's low. The whole engine is shaking. Make sure you keep that. Yeah, too low. All right, straight through. Preload. Good. Foot up. Good. Hold that turn. Clutch, clutch. Good job, man. Straight through. Smooth stop. All right. Straight through. Eventually, you're going to stop bailing on that stop. As soon as you get to the end, you do, boom. Stay in the friction zone the whole time. And just slowly brake, 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 brake. The bike's going to stay up. All right. Right turn. Good. Head nice. Excellent. Excellent, Wayne. Smooth stop. Friction zone, friction zone. Well, I guess we know what side you like better now. Right. All right, straight through. Good. Rear brake, start turning. Hold that turn, hold that turn. Excellent. There we go. Smooth stop. And see, the reason why that stop wasn't smooth, well, first of all, you owe me 10 push-ups because when you went to take off, you tapped the ground.
Yeah, good. Okay.
And the reason is because you weren't covering the brake until you got right here and you went to it. You started with 2 feet on the ground.
Okay.
All right. You like rights better than lefts here.
What's that?
You like rights better than lefts here. Clearly.
We'll see.
I already know. You did it already.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Preload. All right. Clutch. Clutch. All right. Stop. We're not doing exercise number 3, and that's what you just did.
Right.
Remember, step number 4 is usually slowly release the clutch.
Okay.
As soon as it starts to move, then you pick your foot up. Reload. Clutch. As soon as it starts to move, foot up. Rear brake. Rear brake. Easy on the brake. Clutch, clutch, clutch. You're good. You had it. You had it. Put that foot on the brake. All right, start from there. Preload that throttle. Good. Clutch, foot up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Clutch. Clutch is the answer, guys. Clutch is the answer. Good. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. All right. Straight through. Preload. Preload. See? Preload that throttle, baby. It was just a matter of time. But that's why it happens while you're going straight. That's good. Reload. Good. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. There we go. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. As you're pulling up, your whole engine is shaking. Got to keep that throttle loaded. I love the fact that you're having a conversation with me while you're making the other right turn. You were like, yeah, you know, like it's nothing. It's beautiful. Smooth stop over here, Allie. Smooth, slow down. Good. Keep it loaded. Good, 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 good. What happened to my stop? I'll take it. Take a break. Good. Smooth stop. Friction zone. All right. Smooth stop over here. Good. Clutch, clutch. Ah. Listen, you did 6 of them. The 6th one was the only one that wasn't perfect. Everything else, beautiful. Don't beat yourself up. Take a break. Good. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Rear brake. That's getting better. Smooth stop. Yeah, it's getting better. Good. Easy on that brake. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Friction zone, rear brake. Take a break, man. So yeah, he's heavy on the rear brake. But he's working it out. Just gotta keep that throttle loaded. Smooth stop. All right, smooth stop over here. Head and eyes on the camera. Good. Clutch, good. Rear brake. Straighten out, rear brake, friction zone. I'll take it. Take a break. Good. Friction zone. I'm gonna get that before I leave here. Smooth stop. Good. Preload. Clutch. Start turning. Easy on that brake. Straighten out. Oh man. Take a break, man. Good job. Good? It's good. All right, you're still falling. Stay in that friction zone to the end. Redeem yourself. Smooth stop. Good. Rear brake. Friction zone. Perfect, man. Beautiful. Take a break. Way to end. All right, less speed, Renee. Less speed. Smooth stop over here. Yep. Lead. Reload. Easy on that brake. Get off that brake. Head nice. All right, start over. You're making the bike fight, so you're opening the clutch and holding it back with the brake. Light pressure on that brake. Smooth stop after the turn. Yep. Preload. Keep it loaded. Clutch. Easy. All right, back up.
I don't know what's happening.
Right now, too much clutch. When you open up the clutch, you're opening it up too much, so you're going too fast. We don't need all that power. Back up some more. Okay. Open up that clutch, but don't open it too much. Preload. Give me some more preload. Easy. You hear it, right? You hear it going brrr. It's because you're still holding it back with the brake. You're what? Back up. Back the bike up. You ain't gonna pull the clutch in. All right, don't overthink this. Don't overthink this. Preload the throttle. Start opening the clutch so you feel the bike start to move. See how it's going down? Keep it loaded. You're holding it back with the rear brake. That's why it's not moving when you're opening the clutch. All right. This is what I mean when I say it's going to change your ear. You should be able to hear something doesn't sound right. You're holding the brake too hard. Preload. Easy on that brake. Easy on it. See, you got to press all the way down. You don't need it all the way down. Take some of that pressure off that rear brake. Take some of the pressure off the brake. All right, start turning. Yeah, too much brake. Preload. Get off the brake. Too much brake. All right, just make the turn. Rear brake. Yeah, Renee doesn't like that right turn at all. Smooth stop, friction zone. Good. Give me another one over here. Keep that throttle loaded. Good, head nice, rear brake. Hold that turn. Straighten out, friction zone. Clutch. Listen, I give it to you anyway because you're trying to work it out. You didn't just put your foot down. Good job, man. Take a break. All right, guys, not bad at all. So we started turning now. We may as well start leaning. Exercise number 5, single serpentine. Let's do it. But any questions from exercise number 4? Right turns, left turns from a stop. Again, we're out here to be the boss. That's what that is, right? It's forcing you to be the boss by going slow and making those turns. So I was having a conversation with Allie, and it's relevant. And she was just saying how, she already sees what she needs to work on as far as the stops. Because she stopped over here, and I was doing it out loud as she was stopping. I was just counting her steps. 10, 20, not, you know, the push-ups, 10, 20, 30, 40, and then front brake. And she said, yeah, most people tell me I stop great. And she said, and I told her, yeah, you do. So again, I told you a lot of things are gonna change for you guys today, or at some point. I told you your lens is gonna change. And what I mean by that is you're gonna start seeing how many people around you really don't know how to operate a motorcycle properly. That's why group rides are terrifying, because I know that if it's 200 people, maybe 5 of them know how to do this, right? And again, when everything's working out, everybody's a superstar. But when that uh-oh moment happens, that's what I'm talking about. So, who here has seen the video that I put out titled, Are You an Average Motorcycle Rider? You saw it, you saw it. If you didn't watch that video, I want you to watch it. But I'm gonna ask you now, are you above, below, or an average as far as a motorcycle rider at slow speeds?
Above.
Above? Below? Below? Below?
Probably below.
Below? Below?
I'd say we're probably all above average after your statement just now.
No, just tell me what you think you are.
Probably average.
Okay, average? Below.
Average, slightly above.
Okay. So when you watch my video, you'll realize that if you said below, your answer is incorrect. You're average for this country. Remember, averages are only based on the majority. The average height of a man in the United States is 5 feet 9 inches. How did they come up with that number? Because most men are in that range. So if you're above that, you're above average height. Below 5'9", below average height. Well, I already told you the majority of motorcycle riders are not proficient at riding these bikes. So in this country, that's the average. And so that's why I was telling Allie, it's not difficult at all to be an above average rider at slow speeds. And I'm gonna let you know right now, all of you are above average, just by making that turn. I'm telling you, it's the highest failure rate out of everything I have out here. If you can stop your motorcycle smoothly, you're above average. If you can make that right or left turn straight up, you're above average. Don't overthink this, you are, right? Now don't go out here and say I'm gonna teach a class now, but my point is, you could, because again, knowledge is power, right? I just want you to keep that in mind. You're above average, all of yous. And there's not many practice sessions that I do that I can say that. And I don't blow smoke. Where's Wayne? Wayne, when I kept telling him he was making a good turn, he was giving me some look like, yeah, whatever. Like, I don't blow smoke. If it sucks, I'm not gonna say it sucks, but I'm never gonna tell you something that's not true, right? We're all adults. I'm right down the middle, but I know how to articulate it so that you don't feel like crap, because you shouldn't. This is the first day for some of you guys doing this stuff, right? So be patient with yourself, Renee. All right, so now we started turning in that exercise. Now we're gonna turn and lean. Now I usually have 7 cones, but I ran out of room. I didn't know any place else to put this, so 6 cones. Now we're turning and we're leaning, right? This is exercise number 5. This is the single serpentine. So what I meant to say to you guys earlier, I did bring it up about telling you I wanted you to be pulled through that exercise with the friction zone. That's what I want in every exercise. Now in this exercise, you can have some momentum, because now we're gonna be able to get a little bit of speed, right? But keep in mind, guys, the goal is not to just get through these exercises, it's how you get through them, right? And whenever we start doing the single serpentine, this is what people want to do. Hitting every cone. That's why I had to buy higher cones. These are not mine, but I used to have the same cones here, but everybody's saddlebags are just going over the cones because they turn in like this. Remember, people don't want to turn. So slight turns, slight lean. Speed is going to make you not be able to turn. So we can't go too fast in this, but I also want you leaning. So that means you can't go too slow. I don't want you straight up. So you got to kind of split the difference, right? The cones are 15 feet apart. And if you struggle with this, somebody's bike is on, road guard. If you struggle with this exercise, guys, I want you to pay attention and practice with it, because this is the exercise that can save your life, right? Sometimes the braking is not enough, right? And if I'm fortunate enough to be able to stop, well, not stop, but I know I'm not going to be able to come to a stop without hitting it, can I turn my bars like this at 50 miles per hour? No. But if I brake that bike appropriately, I can get it down to the speed where I can swerve. But if you don't practice this, you're not even going to have the presence of mind to do that. You're just going to freeze up, straight, boom, all right? So, here are the keys. See how my bike is positioned? Most people, when they do this exercise, that's why I like doing this in the parking lot, because there's lines on the sides too. But don't worry about that. Most people will do this exercise, they approach like this. And that's not the angle I want you to be at. I don't want you hugging these cones, all right? I want you to start wide. The only way that bike's gonna get in that position, I gotta start from out here. So I'll tell some people to start wide, and they say, okay, Rob, but then they start turning early, and they end up, again, where I don't want them. And I get it, because they don't want to turn the handlebars. So they're positioning themselves to just do this, hitting every cone with their saddlebag. All right, so I want you guys to say this with me. Holding turns buys you space and time. Holding turns buys you space and time. From this exercise on, this is going to be relevant. I said it to some of you guys in exercise number 4. When you went to turn, I said, hold that turn. Hold it, hold it. That's how you get in the middle. Holding these turns are going to allow you to stay wide. So I want you to start wide and stay wide. So as I'm approaching, when I turn my handlebars to make this turn, I'm going to dip the bike into the turn. And I'm going to hold that turn. What a lot of people do is as soon as they turn, they're ready to make the next turn. Too early. That's when you wind up hugging the cones. Hold the turn. I get right here. I'm going to come out. Then I'm going to turn the handlebars, dip it. And I'm going to hold it. Hold it. Don't start coming out here. Hold it. Transition. Head and eyes straight ahead the whole time. Don't stare at these cones. Look straight ahead. That's where your head and eyes are going to be. Friction zone. Stay in the friction zone the whole time, or you can go in and out. It's up to you. If I were you, I would just stay in it. I do this brakeless for the most part, because once I find a good speed, it's all about transitioning, because that's what we're introducing here too, transitioning. If you transition slow, you're just making that turn wider. Transition, transition, transition. This is all about being fluid with the motorcycle, being one with the motorcycle. The fluidity, that's what I want to see. That will come with time, right? If you're fighting the bike to turn it, don't worry about it. It'll work out. But remember, if you're fighting it, you probably got too much power on the rear wheel. This is not about going fast. It's about going fast enough. Okay? Questions? I'm going to give you a demo going down. I'm going to go down and come back. But when you guys do it, you're just going to go down. All right? The whole time. My head and my eyes are going to be straight ahead. Preload. I'm going to keep it loaded. We got to work on that preload. It's up, down, boom, 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 boom. Same thing, Ali. The preload's low. And I know that if it's low while we're doing this stuff, that's what anything you guys are doing in this parking lot, you're doing in the real world. So that's why I'm going to be a stickler about certain things. I don't want your bike stalling unnecessarily. If I see the whole damn engine shaking, your throttle's too low. Okay? All right. Start wide, stay wide. Lean it. Lean it. Start wide, stay wide. Head nice, straight ahead. And also, straighten out, smooth stop. What staying wide also gives me is it's buying me time. Like I don't have to feel stressed to do the transition so quickly because I'm going so wide, I'm not going toward the cone. I'm almost going away from it. And then when I turn the bike, I lean. Transition, transition, lean, transition, lean. All right, that's it. That's the exercise. Questions? All right, Allie's going first. Good. Keep that throttle loaded. Head and eye, straight ahead. Nice, Allie. Good. Nice dip out. Good. Head and eye, straight ahead. Good. Easy on that rear brake. Easy on that rear brake. Keep that throttle loaded. So he's heavy on that rear brake. I'm going to have to take it away from him. . Good, head and eye, straight ahead. Cover that rear brake. Cover it. That's good, good. Too slow. Good. Dip it in, dip it in. Good, easy on that rear brake. Keep it loaded. Good. Keep the speed up, keep the speed up. Dip it in, good. Transition. Transitions are slow. Frank's got a fishing pole on his bike. I'm just kidding. Good, transition. Transition faster. See, you're transitioning slow. Good, transition. You're straight up. I want lean. You got to go a little faster, Frank. Can't lean without the sufficient speed. Good, dip it in, transition. Good, transition. There we go. Keep the speed up, good, transition. Good. Nice. Renee also has a fishing pole. Dip it in, good. 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 Dip it in there. Get it in there. All right. Slow transitions. All right, second time around. Beautiful. Good. Good. Very nice. I would prefer that he'd gone out wider, but he was giving me the lean and the handlebar turns and the transitions that I wanted. It was smooth, fluid. So that's good enough for me. Keep that throttle loaded. Good job. Keep it loaded. Clutch, 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 clutch. Keep it loaded. It seems like he's having a problem keeping that throttle loaded. I'm gonna get on that bike and I just want to see if there's an issue with the bike or if he's just not keeping it loaded. Keep it loaded. Good. All right. Again, just got to practice it, that's all. That's all this is. We're putting on the primer here. Good, dip it in. Good, keep that speed up. Good, there we go. Nice, Frank. Nicely done. Very nice. Very nice. Good. Nice. Head. Good. Transition. Get it in there. Nice, Renee. All right, guys. That wasn't bad at all. But as long as we're turning and leaning, we may as well make some U-turns, right? All right, let's do that. Exercise number 6, the infamous U-turn. Any questions on single serpentine? Not bad at all. As a matter of fact, when you went through the second time, I started to say, listen, I want you to go out wider. But he had the fluidity. He's leaning the bike and transitioning. Everything looks smooth. As long as I see that, I'm good because that's you being in control, right? If you felt a little hesitation, you missed a cone or whatever, just practice it. That's all that is. We're putting the primer on right now. That's all we're doing. We can paint it later. Right now, this is the primer. All right, so like I said, we started turning, we started leaning. If we're doing that, we may as well start making U-turns. That's exercise number 6, the infamous U-turn. 27 feet, that's how wide this is. If you want to try an 18 foot or less, that's the space right there, Allie. Or anybody else that wants to try it. If you want to try an 18 foot U-turn. So here's, that's right. But here's what I'll say. You can still try it up here. But when you come out of your U-turns, now that I'm saying it, you'll know. You come out of your U-turn, I want your motorcycle straight. If you come out of a U-turn and your bike is going to the left or to the right, in that moment, you're not in control of the motorcycle, right? And so because you know that, if you try to make an 18 foot U-turn up here, and you're over here, don't try to squeeze your ass back in here. Stay over there. Now you got to earn this box, right? All right, keep in mind, I didn't have my blower with me, but there's some whatever right here, so just be mindful of that. Shouldn't be an issue. Okay, who loves making U-turns here? Yeah, it's usually not a lot of people. I did 6 demonstrations in Milwaukee at the homecoming, and each one of them, I asked that question. Nobody raised their hand the whole time, right? But here's the key to this. I want 24 feet. I'm giving you 27, but I want 24. 24 feet is usually the width of a country road. You have to make a 20 foot to pass MSF, right? Yeah. I only want 24, right? And when you're warming up, you let them do 24. 22, okay. All right. Here's the key to that. When you guys are approaching this U-turn, just like I told you to do when you were approaching exercise number 4. Preload, I like the way it sounds. Set it and forget it. Clutch, if the clutch is good, keep it there. You don't have to do anything. We already said head and eyes comes first, then handlebars. Head and eyes, and when I turn it, I'm gonna turn it like I got a pair, turn. Then when I turn my handlebars, I'm gonna turn, I'm gonna commit to my lean right away. This is why people's turns are so wide, because when they turn, there's a reluctancy to turn the bars and a reluctancy to lean. I don't need full lock. I don't need boards dragging. Give me 50% handlebar turn and 50% lean. If you give it to me right away, 24 feet all day. Drag the rear brake in this turn. Don't do this to the brake. Find that pressure before you even make the turn and just hold it. And when you make the turn the handlebars, hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Then you can start coming out. You do that, I'm guaranteeing you 24 feet or less. Easy. Okay, if you ride a touring Harley-Davidson motorcycle, let me know if you're not aware of this. How tight can that motorcycle turn straight up? If I put you on the line and make you duck walk that bike in a full lock, how tight of a turn will it make? Do you know?
18 feet?
I wish. 18 feet. So if this bike can turn, I told you 3 things determine the radius of a turn. We're not even leaning. Straight up, it can make an 18-foot turn. So we're doing all 3. We're turning, leaning, we're not going fast. But we're gonna commit to it right away. Head and eyes, handlebars, lean, and hold it. That's it, guys. Just don't be changing a lot of stuff. Now, what I often get is people come up, head and eyes, handlebars. If I get the head and eyes, they'll turn like this. And then they look at the cones over there, and when they see they're not going to make it, now they turn. And then they're line to line, right? Or head and eyes, handlebars. They slow down. Now you can't lean. So when you make a U-turn, I am always looking at the light under your motorcycle. And what I should see is head and eyes, handlebars. But what I see is head and eyes, handlebars. Then a lean. Trust and believe. That's why we did that exercise. Trust and believe that it's going to be okay. It's okay as you're coming. Speed, you could be going 10 to 12 miles per hour, right? We're going to do this 3 ways. So, first of all, exercise number 4. Is anybody's different than what they said was their favorite? Because a few of you said left, and your right was way better, right? I told you that was going to happen. But now that everybody that said left, we're going to start with lefts. You're gonna come in here, just make the left U-turn, nice and easy. Next time you come in, I'm gonna stop you right around where that green cone is. Smooth stop, not out of speed, smooth stop. And then you're gonna make a U-turn. You can go straight first, that's fine. Lastly, you're gonna stop, make the U-turn, wherever you stop, smooth stop. And then we're gonna do the same thing going right. Again, I didn't used to have people stop over here, but I learned. People make the U-turn and they pick up speed in the turn. Just pushes them wide. We don't need speed, we just need power. Don't change anything. Questions? Yeah, I'm gonna demo it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna demo it, and then I'm gonna show you something else too, but I'm gonna demo it. First gear, cover the rear brake. Foot up. I like that speed. Head and eyes, handlebars. Hold the turn. Rear brake, straighten out. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. Friction zone, rear brake. And then lastly, stop, U-turn, smooth stop. Smooth stop, woo! How fast am I going here? You know what? Stand by. I forgot on this new bike, I can't do that anymore. As I go by, people see the big ass number. 710, yeah. If I lean this bike all the way over, and I didn't do it because I remembered about this sand patch. Remember, lean equals risk. So the more this bike leans, the bigger the risk is, and the more it's on me to keep it up. So if I'm trying to keep that bike in a 18, 17, 16 foot circle, I have to have it at its limit, but my clutch control, as far as how much I'm in the friction zone, is very relevant. If it's open too much, it's gonna push me out wide. If I close it too much, it's gonna fall. So I'm showing you this and talking to you about this because I don't need that from you. All I need you to do is give me 50% turn, 50% lean, and you could be actually going faster than that. Like I said, 10 to 12 miles per hour. But what I don't want is a momentum U-turn. I don't want you coming in here fast and just swooping through this. I want the friction zone pulling you through. And clearly, if I'm making that kind of turn, I want you to see that as much as I'm leaning and as slow as I'm going, the bike's not gonna fall, as long as I'm sufficient. That's all you need to do, just be consistent. Oh, that's one of the 3 C's, confidence, control, and consistency, right? All right, any questions? Go for it, Allie. See how you're slowing down? Preload, your whole engine is shaking. Keep that throttle loaded. As soon as he went to turn the handlebar, he slowed down. Good, head nice, keep the speed up. You gotta turn those bars. You're looking at all of those cones. Head and eyes, look at that way. Look at that camera. Good, keep the speed up, head nice. Keep the speed up, keep that throttle loaded. Easy on that brake. You mind if I get on this bike? I just want to make sure it's not you, it's not the bike.
No, it's me.
Yeah, it's you. I just wanted to be sure. Keep that throttle.
I'm still getting used to that throttle.
Yeah, yeah.
Did the cam work on it? So I'm still moving over.
But just listen to it, man. Just listen to it. If it's going blip, 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 it's too low. I want it steady. Let me hear it before you even pull off. Let me hear a preload. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna hear. Good. Keep the speed up. Head nice, handlebars. Good. Let's see how he's speeding up at the end? I don't want him to speed up. Speeding up is just pushing you wide. Good. Head nice, handlebars. See how you slow down? Now you can't lean. Keep your speed constant and you're good. Not bad though. Keep your speed up. Keep the speed up. Don't slow down. And you can't lean. Good. Keep the speed up. Speed up. Head nice. Handlebars. Keep the speed up. Hold that turn. Good job, man. Why you stopping? Good. Keep the speed up, Renee. Speed, speed, speed. Head nice. Handlebars. Keep the speed up. Good. Hold that turn. Good job, Renee. Counterbalance. I forgot to tell you that. Don't lean with the bike. We lean at speed, not at slow speeds. Counterbalance. Keep your body straight up and down. Let the bike lean under you. Allie, smooth stop. Beautiful. Straight through. Good job. Smooth stop, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Straight through. You're killing that rear brake, nice and easy. Keep it loaded, head nice, keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Easy on that rear brake. Good job. Good, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone.
I didn't know you were going to say stop.
Yeah, smooth stop. All right, straight through. Preload, preload. Get that preload before you even move. Head nice. We got to turn those head nice better. Turn those head nice. Straight through, straight through. Smooth stop, friction zone, friction zone. Nice, straight through. Good, head nice, look at me. Come to me. Speed up, too slow. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. All right, straight through. Preload. Good, clutch. Head nice. Good, hold that turn. Hold it. Good job. Good, friction zone, nice, straight through. Good, keep the speed up, head and eyes, keep the clutch open. Head and eyes up, look at me. There we go, straight through, good job. Good, smooth stop, friction zone, friction. Ah. The stops are not smooth. Every time you feel falling, you just put the foot down and grab the brake or hit the brake. I want it smooth, ride that clutch all the way until you stop and then pull it in. I'm gonna do something with you before we leave. Genius. All right, ready? Good, head nice. On me, look at me. Good, hold that turn, hold it. Excellent. Slow down, smooth stop. Stop in here. All right. You turn your head and your eyes, you turn and look at me. Not now when you turn your head and eyes. Don't look now, look when you turn your head and your eyes. Preload, clutch, head and eyes, look at me, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Smooth stop. I'll take it.
I keep forgetting, just the rear.
Yeah, stay in that friction zone to the end and then time that properly. You just put it down too early, that's all. All right, smooth stop over here. Redeem yourself. Go ahead, nice, look at me. Good, good, good. See what you did right there? You pulled this clutch in all the way back here. So now from there to here, it's nothing. Yeah. Stay in the friction zone all the way until you stop. Okay, right turn's next. We're gonna stay in that, especially coming out of a turn. Stay in the friction zone until we stop. Dude, that's the best stop of the day right there. Give me another one over here. All right. I want you to do this without the brake.
Oh, without it?
Don't use the brake.
Okay.
If you're really heavy on it, just use the clutch. Just use the clutch. Good, head nice, lean it over. Too much clutch. Yeah, you're good, you're good. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. All right, right turn's next. So I'm gonna take the brake away from him again when we do right turns because he's too heavy on the rear brake. If you abuse it, I gotta take it away from you. Good, nice speed, nice speed. Smooth stop, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. All right. It was looking so good on the approach.
So good.
Just trust the process. All right, redeem yourself over here, smooth stop. Keep that speed up, good, head and eyes, handlebars, turn those bars. Good, keep the speed up. All right, good, friction zone, friction zone. Right turn's next. Good, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, rear brake. That's what I'm talking about. Do it again over here. Broken clock is right twice a day. Good, keep it loaded, head nice, lean it over. Hold that turn, turn it, turn it. Smooth stop, straighten out. I'll take it, right turn's next. Redeem yourself. Smooth stop on the other side. Good, head nice, lean it over. Lean it over. Smooth stop. Yeah, so you're actually not in the friction zone enough. That's why you don't want to lean, because it feels like it's going to fall. You got to go in the friction zone a little bit more speed. Right turn's next. Good, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, smooth stop, good. Smooth stop over here. Head and eyes on me. Good, hold that turn. Straighten out, friction up. Make sure you straighten out before you stop. All right, that was good.
I didn't have it straight.
Exactly, as soon as you looked at me, your handlebars went like that a little bit. Right turn's next. I'm gonna walk with you. We're gonna do the slow ride. I'm gonna walk next to you, you're gonna ride next to me in the friction zone. Wherever this clutch is, we're gonna keep it there. And then I'm gonna tell you, all right, start braking. When you brake, keep the clutch right there. Just brake, until it stops. Then pull the clutch in. Let's do that. You picking up what I'm putting down?
We're going to do the U-turn.
No, first we're going to go right up there to that green corner. We're going to stop.
Okay.
But going up there, I'm going to walk next to you. I want you to ride in the friction zone the whole way. Okay? Let's do that. We're going to go nice and slow. All right, let's do it. Foot up. Good, nice and easy on that rear brake. Open the clutch a little bit more. Good, good, keep the clutch right there. Open it some more, start braking. That's what I want. That's what I want. All right. U-turn, come to a smooth stop. When you turn the handlebars, look at me and come to me. Good, foot up. Speed, head and eyes, clutch. Open up the clutch. Smooth stop, straighten out. Make sure those bars are straight. See how when you're making that turn, you're straight up, zero lean, because you're going too slow. A little bit more speed. Right turn's next. Nice and slow, friction zone, rear brake. Smooth stop on the other side. Good, foot up, head and eyes, handlebar, clutch. Rear brake. Don't stop. Yeah, don't stop at those bars turn.
What's that?
Don't stop at the bars turn. Make sure you straighten that bike out. You got plenty of room to stop. Right turn's next.
I was looking at that cone.
Look at me. Reload. Head nice. Good. Hold that turn. Hold it. There we go. Good job. Good. Good. Head and eyes, handlebars. Hold that turn. Don't worry about the brake. There we go. Next time, come a little slower. Straight through, straight through. Good. Head and eyes on me. Come to me. More speed. You're going too slow. A little bit more speed so you can lean more. Good job. Good. Keep that speed. Keep that speed. Head and eyes. Handlebars. Turn them. See you slowing down. Keep the speed up. Rear brake. Rear brake. Keep it loaded, baby. Good. Keep that speed. Head and eyes. Handlebars. Lean it over. Nice. See, he's committing to the lean late. If he commits to that lean right away. Good. Keep that speed. Head and eyes. Handlebars. Turn it. Lean it. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Good. Keep that speed. Keep the speed. 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 Head and eyes. Handlebars. Turn it. Lean it. Good. Hold that turn. Stop looking at those cones. You're looking right at them. That's why he's going to them. Good. Keep that speed up. Head and eyes. Handlebars. Good. Hold that turn. Rear brake. Rear brake. Rear brake. Too much speed, Renee. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, rear brake, rear brake. Got no friction zone. What are we going to do, beat that guy up? Well, we should have put those things across. We never did.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? Straight through. Good. Head and eyes on me. Keep it loaded. Hold that turn. Hold it. Good job. Excellent, Allie. Excellent. Smooth stop. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. You like right turns better, and you did it better without the rear brake, right? Yeah. You were going a little too fast. That's the only reason I made you wide. Okay. Now, no rear brake. Let's do it. Go, pull it in a little. Turn it. Good. Hold that turn. That's what I'm talking about, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, taking the rear brake away from him helped him, because if I give it to him, he's using too much of it. Good. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. It looks so good coming up. I'm like, this is going to be it. All right, straight through. Preload. Good. Dip it, dip it. Good. Hold that turn. See, your eyes are looking down. Keep your eyes up. Smooth stuff. Nice. All right, straight through. Good. Keep it loaded. Head and eyes, handlebar. Dip it. Look at me. Come to me. There we go. Sped up again at the end. Remember, we don't need speed. Smooth stop. Beautiful stop. Straight through. Keep your speed up. Head and eyes. Good. Lean it over. Lean it over. Trust and believe. There we go. See, he leans more when he's looking at those cones and he sees he's not going to make it. Commit to the lean right away. You're not line to line. Nice. All right. Good. Open that clutch. Rear brake. Head and eyes. Turn those bars. Turn it. There we go. A little bit more lean. All right. Straight through.
How was that stop?
Still doing that. We're going to work on it. Reload. Good. Open that clutch. Open it. Open it. Open it. Open it. Head and eyes, handlebars. Hold that turn. Hold it. Just like that. Good job. Good. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. There you go, Renee. Straight through, Renee. Keep your speed up, but not too much. Good. Okay. Remember, not too heavy on that rear brake. Preload. Clutch. Good. Head 9, handlebars, rear brake. Just drag it, drag it, drag it. Not enough, too much speed. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, rear brake. Smooth stop over here, then you can take a break. Good, head 9, handlebars. Commit, commit. All right, straighten out. Smooth stop. I want a friction zone on that stop. Right now, you're saying I'm feeling falling. And if you commit to that lean right away, we're in 18 feet easy. Like, you're there. You just got to commit earlier, that's all. All right, take a break. Friction zone, preload, preload, preload. There we go. Yeah, as you were coming, your engine was like this.
Yeah.
As soon as I tell you to preload, boom, it smoothed out.
I got that.
All right, you can use the rear brake because you got to come to a smooth stop. Reload. Good, head 9, handlebars. Smooth stop. All right, we need that friction zone.
Push-ups.
And now you were going too slow, so you can barely lean. Remember, you did it without the brake at all. So when you do use the brake, you know you don't need a lot of it. Yeah. All right, good job, man. Yeah, man. Take a break. All right, this is it. Friction zone, stay in the friction zone, rear brake.
How about that?
Redeem yourself over here, smooth stop. Reload. Good. Commit, commit. Easy. Straighten out, friction zone, rear brake. All right, take a break. Outstanding. Give me another one over here. Go ahead, 9, commit. Commit. Rear brake, rear brake. Smooth stop. Straighten out, straighten out. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Take a break. Very nice stop. Give me another one. Good. Head and eyes, commit. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Straighten out. Make sure you straighten out first. Beautiful turn, beautiful turn. Horrible stop. I'll take it, man. Take a break. He really leaned that time. He turned those bars. All right, smooth stop over here. Head and eyes on me. Good, get the speed up, lean it. Commit, good, hold that turn. Hold it, easy. Straighten out, friction zone, friction zone. All right, remember, there's no rush to stop. Use that space. You got all the space in the world. Take a break, man. Good, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right, a broken clock is right twice a day, Wayne. Do it again over here. Smooth stop. Good, head nice. Hold that turn, lean it over. Easy on the brake. Straighten out, friction zone, friction zone.
Almost.
So what you're doing is, yeah, and you're starting to put that foot down while the bike is still turning. Like you got space. So you had plenty of space to straighten out, smooth stop, whatever. Take a break. Good job. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. All right. What makes you think you did something wrong? You're just picking up speed at the end. That's what you're doing. It's pushing you wide. All right, preload. Good, head and eyes on me. Your clutch, 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 clutch. Take a break. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to exercise number 7, the figure 8, and we're gonna stay right here. Just gotta move around some cones. Let's get closer. Okay, that's good. Questions on the infamous U-turn. And listen, it's rightfully titled Infamous. One of my main goals of anybody that watches my videos and comes to my practice sessions, I just want you to be comfortable making a U-turn. This is the only vehicle in the world our heart rates go up the slower we go, right? It's just a U-turn, turning a vehicle around shouldn't be a big deal, but it just is. So somebody told Allie, hey, you're pretty good on that bike making those U-turns. It always stands out because so little people know how to do it. That's what I mean when I say it don't take much to be above average, right? So you want to start a conversation. Well, here's what's going to happen. I already told you, your lens is going to change. What you hear is going to change too. A couple of you guys, when we were doing exercise number 3, I was saying, give me more preload. You want more preload, Rob? There you go. More. There you go. I'm not charging you for it. Give me some preload, right? Because what you're hearing, you're like, I don't want to go any higher. It sounds like it's too high. It's not. It's going to go down anyway when you open the clutch, right? I'm setting you up for success. Okay? That's what that's about. All right. If there's no questions, welcome to the figure 8. You have 46 feet in length. The width is still 27 feet. Okay? This exercise is all about what I talked about earlier. Holding turns buys you space and time, right? That's a huge part of this. At no time in this exercise should your handlebars be straight. Well, I'm not talking about when you first come in. That's your entrance. This is your exit. Everybody here know what a ka-ching is? All right. So you guys are going to learn. That means nobody's watched the practice session video, but I can guarantee you're going to watch this one, right? Because you're in it. All right. Practice session number 110. Burn it in. A ka-ching is, if you do this successfully twice, when you go through these cones, you're going to hear ka-ching like a cash register. It's just something I started doing and it stuck. Now people want that ka-ching. And one time I screwed up and forgot to do it in the video, and this guy was like, you ripped me off. So when he came back, I had to give him like 2. All right. Keys to success. That's your entrance. When you come in here, guys, I want you to come into this area right here. Now, if you don't need all of this space, you don't have to use it. But use all of the space that you have. Now, if you have a road glide, and I tell you to put your wheel here, you're going to start your turn like right here because you can't see it. Plus, the closer you get to that, you don't want to turn the handlebars, so you're going to turn early. So just keep in mind, if you turn here, whatever you give up here, you're going to have to make it up down there. Now, for some people, their right turns are better than their lefts. So if they give it up here, no big deal. They can lean down there, no problem. But don't rip yourself off. Same thing here. If you start to turn this far off of the cones, you're going to have to make it up over there, all right? So use all the space that you have. Come in here. As you're approaching, that's when you're figuring out your speed. Throttle. Listen to it. If it sounds good, set it and forget it. Clutch. Keep it where it is. Drag the rear brake if you need it. Tell me your name again. I'm sorry. Tony. Tony, again, brake abuser. I started to call the cops on him because I know it's a penal code against that. It has to be. So what did I do? Just took it away from him. Right turns, no brake. Way better. Way better. So now he knows I don't need to use that much of that rear brake because I did it without the brake. Okay, now he got permission to use it again. So when you're coming in here, as soon as you go, turn your head and your eyes. Look at that green cone and go for it. Hold this turn. Hold it. When you get to the 12 o'clock spot, which is about right here, look at that green cone. I prefer you look at that green cone from the start, but this is not the Exorcist. So nobody can turn their head that much. So when you get here, and now I want you to go for that cone. This is where we're going to buy some space and time by holding this turn. Because a lot of people, when they do a figure 8, when they get about right here, they start coming out and they want to go to that corner. You're losing space. Hold the turn. Hold it. Head and eyes, handlebars. When you transition, your bike should be facing that way. I want a fat 8, not a skinny 8, right? That's where you're going all the time. And when you transition, just like in exercise number 5, transition, head and eyes, handlebars. If you transition too early, you're going to lose space. Too late, you're going to go into the cones. Hold this turn. Look at that cone. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. 12 o'clock. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Don't start coming out. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Do it again. 2 times. That's the exit. You do it without hitting the cone, without putting the foot down. Ka-ching. Questions? Demo. Now, don't be that person that does it perfectly and goes out the side at the end. I had a guy, one of my California ambassador, did it perfectly. He went out the side and he even did this with his hand for the ka-ching. Negative. You went out the wrong way. That's the exit. All right. And I don't want you straight up. I want you leaning this bike. Hold it. Head and eyes. Head and eyes. Hold the turn. Dragging the rear brake. Transition. All the way to the top. Watch your speed. You don't want to go too fast. Do it again. Hold the turn. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Hold the turn. Boom. That's it. Questions? Comments? Concerns? I don't do complaints. All right, let's do it. Huh?
Do that again.
10-4. That's nice. Hold the turn. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Sorry, Eagle Rider. All right. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. So when I tightened it up, what am I changing? And handlebars. Am I changing my speed? No. Same speed. Just turning more and leaning more, right? And of course, I found a workaround. I got to take my ass cheek off the seat, and then I can make a tight right turn. Very good. All right. Any more questions or demands? Do it again. I love it. All right, Allie, show them how it's done. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
All right, we got Allie going. See, she could have held that longer, but she's good. Good, good, good. Hold that turn longer, hold it longer, hold it. Transition. Excellent. Take a break. It's on the video. Allie wanted me to actually say ka-ching. I think I confused her. It's on the video. I don't actually make the sound. All right, he's early. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Good, hold that turn, hold it. Transition, excellent. There we go. And look at all that room he's got now. Lean that bike, lean it. Good, hold that turn, hold it. Transition. Good, excellent. Look at all that space, go all the way to the top. Keep it loaded. Ah! Good, hold that turn. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. Lean it over. Good, all the way to the top, all the way to the top. Good, hold that turn. Hold it, transition. Keep it loaded. Got caught in the transition. Good. All the way to the top, Renee. All the way to the top. Gave away a little bit of space. Hold it. Hold it. Nah, you're done. All right, we got Wayne here. Good, all the way to the top, Wayne, all the way to the top. Keep the speed up. All right, you're early. Hold that turn. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition, good. Lean it in, lean it in. Good, keep going. Hold that turn, hold it, transition. Good, hold that turn, hold it, hold it, hold it, transition. Lean it, Wayne, lean it, lean it. There we go. Good job, man. Take a break. Unfortunately, he ran over a cone down there, so no ka-ching. He just nicked it, but that's enough. And that's because that space he gave up at the top, he had to make up for it at the bottom. He was making some tight U-turns right there too. Good, hold it, transition. Coming out of that early. See, so now he's tight up there. You don't need to be tight up there. Hold this turn, hold it. Transition, there we go. Easy on that rear brake. Just drag it. Head and eyes on me, come to me. Hold it, transition. There we go, Frank. Look for the exit, Look for it and go to it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All the way to the top. Oh, way too early. Oh my God. Take a break, man. Way too early. He got lost in the figure eight. All the way to the top, Good, hold that turn. Hold it. Transition, there we go. Look at all that space you got now. Good. Hold that turn, come on, hold it, transition. Woo, look at all that space, do it again. Keep that throttle loaded, you're doing good. Good, hold that turn, transition. All right, look for the exit. Over your shoulder. Look over your shoulder at the exit. Go to it. Come on, clutch. There we go. Good job. All the way to the top. Good, hold that turn. Clutch. Too early. Hold that turn. Yeah, way too early. All right. He gave up a bunch of space at the top of his figure eight. So unless he leaned the crap out of that bike on that right turn, that wasn't going to happen. Good, all the way to the top. Head and eyes, hold that turn. Hold it, transition. All right, Renee. Listen, Renee's getting annoyed with herself, and I told her she's got to be patient. She's doing great. All right, guys. Exercise number 8, offset double serpentine. Let's do it. Good. Watch your speed. So she passed the second gate. Clutch! All right, shut it off. Why did it drop?
The clutch in.
There you go. Make sure you watch your speed, because that's what was happening. You started going fast, and that's why it was so wide.
I was going too. See, I thought I was going slow.
No, you were good. Good, dip it in, hold it. Transition, favor the outside cone. See, you're on the inside cone, favor the outside cone. You're not holding it long enough. See, it's getting wider, hold it. You're not holding it long enough. Next time you come through, you gotta hold it longer. Not just about getting through, it's how you get through, brother. All right. Easy on that rear brake. Hold this turn, hold it. You're not holding it long enough. Keep it loaded. Keep that throttle loaded. Easy on that rear brake. Get off that rear brake. Okay, he took his foot all the way off of it. Whatever you got to do. Counterbalancing his body. All right. Good, hold this turn. Hold it. Transition. Favor the outside cone. Good. Hold that turn. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. There we go. Nice. Favor the outside cone. Hold that turn a little longer. See, now your angles are wrong. Hold this next turn. Hold it, hold it, hold it. There we go. Good job, Frank. Nice. Hold that turn, Wayne. Hold easy. Hold it, hold it. Transition. Good. Good. Hold that turn, hold it. Transition. Nice, Wayne. All right, you got to hold that longer. Hold it. Clutch, clutch, clutch. There we go, Wayne. Beautiful. This is the first time Wayne is practicing on that bike, and I can already see he's liking it. He's getting very comfortable. Dip it in. Now you got to hold that longer. See, your angle's wrong. Hold this turn. Hold it, transition. Go, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. Good, come on. Hold it, transition. There you go, so he's using the green cones. Good. Hold that, hold it, hold, transition. There you go. I want sweeping turns. I don't want direct turns going right to the gate. Hold it, transition, go through the cones. Rear brake, rear brake. There you go. Dip it, Renee, dip it, dip it, dip it, dip it, dip it. All right, transition. Hold that turn, watch your speed, hold it, hold it. Good, rear brake, cover the rear brake. Head nice, Renee, head nice. Rear brake, rear brake. Watch the speed, good. We don't want to just let the bike swoop around these turns. We want the friction zone pulling us around it. Good, Renee. Good. Hold that turn. Hold it. Keep it loaded. You're coming out of the turn. Keep it loaded. Bike is chug-a-lugging all day. It's loud so we can hear it. There we go. Swooping turns. That's what I want. All right. Good. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Transition it early. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition it early. Hold it. We got to buy some space back. Transition. Keep it loaded. Hold this turn. Hold it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Transition. Come on. Come on. Come on. Dip it in there. All right. Take a break. Good job. So right from the start, not holding that first turn and not making it up with the second one is just going to get worse and worse, tighter and tighter. So she's passed every gate. Hold that turn. Too early, too early. Hold this turn. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. There we go. That's what I want. I want an S. I want a figure eight. Hold it, transition. There we go. We just brought back the space and time. Good, hold this turn too. Hold it, transition. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Whoa, front brake. This was it, man. Take a break. Take a break. Okay. Dip it in. Dip it in. Easy. Good. Hold this turn. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. Good. Easy with that brake. Hold the turn, hold the turn, hold the turn. Too early on the transition. See? Breathe, keep it loaded. Easy on that brake. Holy. Clutch. Preload. Keep it loaded. Clutch, clutch. Clutch, clutch. Watch that foot. All right, take a break, take a break. Shut it down. Hold these turns, guys. Hold these turns. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. Favor the outside cone. There we go. Hold that turn. Hold it. Transition. There we go, Frank. Do them all just like that. I ain't saying nothing. Good. There we go. Outstanding. You should be going back towards the gate you came from. You don't have to be facing it exactly, but you should be going toward it. Excellent, Frank. Hold these turns, Wayne. Hold it. Hold it. Good. Dip it in. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. There we go. Favor the outside cone. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Do them all just like that. Good. 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 Keep that throttle loaded. Excellent. Excellent. Woo! All right. Make sure you're holding it. Hold it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Ready? Hold that turn. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. Good. Hold this turn. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Good. You held that one long. Dip it, Renee. Dip it, dip it, dip it, dip it. Transition. Hold this turn. Hold it. Watch your speed. Watch your speed, Renee. Rear brake. Too much speed. Reload. Tip it to the right and hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Too early, Renee. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Good. Transition. There you go. Finish strong. Love the support. Nice. Trust and believe, baby. Trust and believe. Too early. Nice. That's what I want to see. Swooping turns. Nice. All right, guys. Last numbered exercise. Abominable Snowman. It's not going to be abominable today. We'll talk about that. All right, guys. Any questions on that? So a lot of you guys, same thing. I'm saying hold it, but you're just ready to turn. Every time you turn early, Allie, that's what happened to you in the second one. That's the kind of exercise where if you screw it up at the beginning, it's just going to get worse as it goes. But you can still fix it. You just have to hold the turn. But I prefer that you hold a second one if you missed the first. All right? All that's about is holding turns, and when you transition, transition, right? Beautiful. Where's Frank? Wayne. Just holding those turns. That's what does it. And favor the outside cone. It's about using the space wisely. That's all it is, right? Final numbered exercise. Abominable Snowman. I don't think it's going to be abominable today. Rephrase. I know it's not going to be. But that's what this is. This is 4 circles. Keep in mind, the circle's tighter than a box. I'm standing in the 27-foot circle. The green cones just separate the circles. 27, 25, 22, 18. You need a special key card to get into the top circle, right? And I'm giving them out. I'm kidding. So the beauty of this exercise, what I like about this is, in my opinion, there's something in here for everybody. And what I mean by that is, if all you want to do is the 27-foot circle, this is your entrance and your exit. So if all you want to do is the 27-foot circle, come in here, do the 27 and go right back out, or come in here and go around a couple of times to go back out, that's fine. I'm all about wins. Like, I want clean runs. That's the goal. So, keys to success. You come in here. We're going to do this twice. First time, start going left. And then the second time, you're going to make a right. Placement, hug them, commit. Placement, hug them, commit. Placement is wheel placement. So when I come in, where my wheel is, that's where I want you to put your wheel. Right here. Now, if you guys notice, I don't have you all coned in, because this is not a competition. I just want you to have some restriction. So you could cheat a little. You want to put your wheel right there, put it right there. Placement, hug them. Remember I told you don't hug my cones? These are affectionate cones. They don't mind. I want you to hug them. Hug these 2 cones. Come all the way to the top. Because if you place the wheel and start your turn right there, whatever you give up here, you have to make it up over there, right? Might not be a big deal in this circle, but it might be up there. So if you ride a road glide, or even if you ride a street glide, I don't care if this circle is huge for you. I still want your wheel right here, because we're practicing placement, right? We're dating the motorcycle. We got to learn it. Because if you're way off here, you're going to be way off up there too, and up there it matters more. Placement, hug them, all the way to the top. Now commit to the turn, and hold it. All we're doing is holding the turn. Hold it, hold it. If you want to go back out, go back out. But if you want to keep going, hold that turn, come through these green cones. Placement, hug them. Hug these cones all the way to the top. Now commit. If that's all you want to do, go back through the green cones, go back out. Again, it's all about clean runs. Questions? Friction zone, stay in it. Easy on the rear brake, and keep that throttle loaded. You hear me, Tony? Keep it loaded, right? If you, we don't want that. And I want the bike leaning. I don't want you doing this straight up. Demo, I'm gonna start from right here. You guys watch my video on why I mount my motorcycle from the high side?
Yeah, I started doing it. It actually works.
Yeah, so I got bad hips, and this is not that relevant on this bike, but when you have a backrest or a passenger, that's when it becomes more relevant. If you ride a limited, it's definitely relevant. And so this is how motor officers are taught to get on the bike for different reasons. But if you got a bunch of scuffs on your saddlebags, that's you failing every time you try to throw your leg over the bike. So instead of trying to step over it, step through it. But Rob, isn't it going to tip over? Well, we're not going to stand here like this, but it's still not going to tip over, right? We got to use some common sense standards. Everything's about technique. Right hand, right grip. Right footboard. Left hand, left grip. And this is where we have to distribute our weight evenly. We're not going to step up. We're going to step into the bike. So I'm putting my weight on this hand, into it. Now I can just step through. I get off the same way. Again, when I have a backrest, it's more relevant. So much easier for me. I don't do karate, ballet. My legs don't go up that high. Reload, clutch. All right, hug these 2 cones. Commit. Hold this turn. Hold it. Not too fast, not too slow. Placement, hug them. Commit. Hold it. A little bit of pressure on the rear brake. Placement, hug them, commit. Hold the turn, hold it, hold it. All the way to the top. Somebody move one of my cones, son of a bitch. Always practicing the placement, hug them, commit. All the way to the top. Commit. Hold the turn. And that's it. Questions? Allie? Let's do it. Good. Excellent. Throttle sounds good. Sounds perfect, actually. All right, you're early. Keep it loaded. Keep that throttle loaded. Clutch, clutch. Watch that foot. Keep it loaded. Your throttle's too low. All right. All right, good. Watch those cones. Good. Watch your speed. Watch your speed. Clutch, clutch. It's all about holding turns, guys. If what you're doing worked the first time around, why wouldn't it work the second? Good. Nice throttle. Very nice. All the way over. Placement, hug them, commit. Good, commit, commit, commit. All the way to the right, all the way to the right. Placement, hug them, go to the top, commit. Commit, good, good. All the way to the left, all the way. Placement, hug them, commit, commit, commit. You gotta lean. You had to lean more, that's all, lean more. But the fact that you were even up there, beautiful. Placement, all the way over, all the way over. Hug them, go all the way to the top, commit. Keep that throttle loaded. Good, all the way to the left. Placement, good. Keep it easy on that brake. All right. Yeah. Good. Placement all the way to the top, Wayne. All right, commit. Hold that turn. Good. Nice. Nice. All the way to the left, Wayne. All the way to the left. All the way to the top. Hug those cones. Commit. Commit. Easy on that rear brake. Easy on the brake. Easy on the brake. Placement. Hug them. Commit. Commit. Lean it over. Easy on the brake. Clutch. Clutch. Why did it drop?
I wasn't in the friction zone.
Pull the clutch in. That's it. Right, but you were making a fight anyway. Too much rear brake. But kudos to you. I didn't expect you to come up to the third.
I always feel like I got too much on the brake.
You do.
But I don't know how to back it off. You know what I mean? It's just like
I'll tell you how. Take it away. Don't use it at all. And that's going to give you better clutch control, and then you won't rely as much on the brake. That's all. So next time you come in here, we'll do it without the brake. It is what it is, Wayne. It's a process. It's a process. Yeah, I finally got the real answer, guys. If you drop a 24 model Harley-Davidson, just cycle it on and off twice. That'll reset it. Good. Hold that turn. Very good. Nice small inputs on that rear brake. Very nice. Nice throttle.
That's it now.
You can do whatever you want. It's up to you. Oh, no, where you going? It's a figure 8, not a figure 9. It's supposed to be over there. Go, hold that turn. Now you're just showing off. All the way to the left, all the way to the top, hug them, commit. Good, good. Excellent, Frank. Nice and easy on that rear brake. What the hell you doing up there? Clutch, clutch. All the way over, hug them, commit. Clutch! Let it go, let it go. Yeah, because when you hold it, shut it off first. When you hold it, that's when you pull it beyond the bars and scrape fairings. Why did it drop?
What happened? I just pushed in the clutch?
Yep, you pulled in the clutch. What you literally did is when I said, all right, commit, you leaned your body and without the power. Remember, counterbalance, that doesn't matter. The counterbalance doesn't matter. The power is what matters. All right? All right. Good. Hold that turn. Easy. That's 20. Cover that rear brake. Good. Dip it in. Go all the way to the left. All the way. All the way. Hug those two cones. All the way to the top. Good. Now commit. And hold that turn. Good. Keep it turned. Keep it lean. Good. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Good. All the way to the right, Allie. All the way to the right. Hug those two cones. Go to the top. Commit. Keep your speed up. Good. Hold that turn. Hold that turn. Lean it in. Good. Good. All the way to the left. All the way to the top. Commit. Commit. Lean it over. Lean it over. Lean it over. All right. Take a break, Allie. Good job. Good. Friction zone, friction zone. You're putting that foot down too early. See, you lean, you stop it with the handlebars turn. I got to keep my eye on you, Allie. Clutch, clutch, clutch. You can do it. Come back around. Come back around. Come back around, Renee. Go back around. Come on. I can't means I won't. Come on. Good. Go ahead. Go in. Keep your speed up. Good. Good. Hold that turn. All right, going to the next one. Go ahead. All the way to the right. All the way to the right. Good. Commit. Rear brake. Rear brake. Rear brake. Too much speed. Good. Hold that turn. Clutch, 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 clutch. Keep it loaded. Lean it over. Easy on that brake. Easy on that brake. Keep it loaded. All right, shut it down. Take a break. Loving this breeze. All the way to the left. Hug those cones all the way to the top. And then commit. Beautiful. Beautiful. All the way to the right. Same thing. Hug those two cones. Commit. Keep it loaded. All the way to the left. Hug them. Commit. Keep it loaded. All the way to the right. All the way. Hug them. Commit. Lean it over. No, don't lean it over like that. Listen, the fact that you're even in here, man. Yeah, you just got spooked. You just went to lean that bike over and just pull that clutch right in. Too early, too early. You gotta cycle on and off twice. On, off, on, off. All the way over, all the way over. Hug them, commit. Hold that turn. Hold it. Watch your speed, watch your speed. Good. Excellent, go right back out. There we go. Clean runs, baby. All right, guys. Bonus time. To lean or not to lean? Cone, 2 cones, 2 cones. 1 cone, he's going to try to do it leaning. 2 cones, 3 cones, 4 cones, 4 cones. 1 cone, 2 cones. Uh-oh. 2 cones. 1 cone, 2 cones, 3 cones, 3 cones. 1 cone, 2 cones, 3 cones, 3 cones, 3 cones. 1 cone, 2 cones, 3 cones. There we go. 4 cones. Ooh, just missed it. 5 cones. All right, you got 4 cones before.
Did I hit one?
You hit 1.
Kill it.
1 cone. 2 cones. 3 cones. Too much speed. 3 cones. Best of. 1 cone, 2 cones. Ooh, just missed that. 2 cones. Last one. 1 cone, 2 cones. That's it, you're out. He nipped that cone. All right, listen, you get 5 again, you got it. You got 5 cones last time, so the most you can get. You can do that again, you got it. No pressure. All right. What the? The pressure already, man. Don't crack, Wayne. Don't crack. One cone. 2 cones. 3 cones. Easy on that rear brake. That's it. That's it. 3 cones. Guys, you put it in the comment section. I don't have any clue who got that. Did you enjoy yourself?
I absolutely did.
Ah, the Let's Roll hat. I love it. Do you remember what you rated yourself when you first came out here?
Yeah, I said a 6.
Any change in that number?
Well, based on the conversation and you know what we talked about, maybe I'm at a 7.5.
I never disagree with a number, but you're going in the wrong direction.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
you are. I rate myself a 9.
Okay.
So, because I know you,
Yeah.
and we work together,
Sure.
and I love you, I will tell you, I'm just going to tell you, no, not a 7.
Okay.
Okay. But did you enjoyed yourself? You picked up what you need to work on.
Oh, yeah.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah. I sure did. Thank you.
You're doing this again tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Tomorrow.
All right. How you feel?
I'm tired.
Yeah. Yeah. It's taxing.
Yep.
I'm glad we had a breeze. That definitely helped.
It did.
Do you remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
Yeah, 4.
Any change in that number?
I'll go to a 5,
Okay.
maybe 5.5.
Okay. Okay. Pleasure to meet you, brother.
Pleasure to meet you.
Keep
too.
working, man.
Thank you for everything.
All right, you
was
got
awesome,
it.
Awesome
You
class.
got it. Ah, yeah, the ringer.
The ringer.
How do you feel?
Good. Good.
You enjoy yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
3.
Any change in that number?
4.
Yeah, you're going in the right direction because you were doing stuff that 3s don't do. Okay, so definitely keep that up. You know what you need to work on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely. Everything that I learned out here, I just need to practice.
Yep, that's it.
Every day.
That's absolutely it.
I mean,
That's it.
thanks,
Pleasure,
sir.
brother. All right. Frank's an advocate. He was bullying people on Facebook. Get your asses over here. I love it. I love it. You
I'm
enjoy?
really bullying them. Just
No,
that,
I know. Just informing. Informing. You enjoy yourself?
Oh yeah.
You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
I think I said a 5 or something.
Any change in that number? Remember, guys, when I ask you that, this is not about me. It doesn't have to go up. It can stay the same. It can even go down. You know? Again.
I would say I learned a lot today, a lot more of what I can't do.
Yep.
I walking out of here with a lot more. Might even rate myself a 4 or 5, you know, still just, but had a great time, learned a ton today, so.
Yeah, I'm going to say 4 is too low. I respectfully disagree with the 4, and I kind of respectfully disagree with the 5. You did good. You did very good.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Pleasure, brother.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
Good. You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
I do.
What?
I overrated myself. I rated myself at a 7.
Any change in that number?
I am. I'm gonna have to go down with a 6.
Okay. Okay.
But,
You know what to work on, right?
exactly. I learned a lot of stuff.
Good. Pleasure, brother.
Thank you, man.
Safe ride home.
Thank you.
All right. All right. You enjoy yourself?
I did, sir.
Yeah, you did well. You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
I think I said a 3.
Any change in that number?
I'll go 3.5.
All right. I respectfully disagree. It's low. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I don't disagree when it's too high. Well, I'll call you but if it's too low, I'll say you're a sandbagger. So, but you know what you need to work on.
Yeah.
Okay, keep practicing at it.
All right, we'll get you in another class.
All right, brother.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys, so that's going to do it for practice session number 110. Yes, I'm sitting down. I'm in the shade. I'm cool. Just got to pick up some cones now and do it all again tomorrow, guys. All right, listen, I want to thank, again, Motor City Harley-Davidson. I want to thank Renee for the sponsored spot. And shout out to, you know what, I forgot who won, so I can't give them their money back. I'm sure they'll remind me. I'm just kidding. It was Wayne. All right, guys, listen, like I always say, it's not about being the best, it's about being the boss. I'm talking about of your motorcycle. Spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. Seat time does not equal practice time. And if you have time to ride your motorcycles, you have time to practice on them. That's not my opinion. Until next time.